I don't see how we can make bigger enemies.
To be offended or frightened of everything.
So you've become like the sort of Tony Scarface of podcasting.
We're live, man. We're live.
Oh, we are live. I was looking at the stream, so it confused me. Welcome to the morning show. It's been a minute, but we is back. Yeah, there's a fucking 8-second delay from the stream. I got confused. My name is Phil Balabanos. If you need videos, if you need stuff to be produced for you, check out balabanos.com and you can hit me up and we can, maybe we'll do something cool together. Someone who recently I did something cool with is sitting right in front of me. George Sanchizos. Hello, George.
What's going on, everyone?
What's going on? George is the podcast host. He's the podcast host with the most. No, that's not true. Not the most. Pantelis is definitely producing more podcasts. But George has two podcasts. One, the Backstage podcast, where he talks with people in the know, political figures. He used to take them into his car, but ever since that lawsuit, it happens in the basement now. Also, he has Just Us Dads, which is strictly basement business, where him and two of his childhood buddies get together and talk about what it's like to be dads. Phone book or no phone book? Do you leave marks? Do you not leave marks? These are the kind of poignant questions that get asked on Just Us Dads. Slow to react because he's still in Cuba. El Poseidon. The man is back. I mean, you've been back for a few days, but I haven't seen you.
Yes, it's true.
Yeah, you've done shows, but we haven't done a show together since you've been back. And I have to say, it was weird not having him here.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. By the way, George's links are in the description. I don't know if I mentioned that. I was just so excited that Poseidon is here and looking Latin as ever. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I'm looking at myself here. I'm like, what the fuck? Look, I'm going to go over here. Poseidon was in Cuba. I'm sure it's been discussed on many a podcast, but it hasn't been discussed by me because I'm disgusted. Disgusted by what he did to that poor dolphin.
Accident to touch its pussy, by the way.
He slipped it the old Poseidon finger. And when I say Poseidon finger, I don't mean one, I mean three. Like a trident. That dolphin is gonna be fucking on the in court like Amber Heard. Like, he hit me. And then he has shit on his bed. But yeah, it's nice to have you back. Check him out, Poseidon69. He does all kinds of wacky shit on the internet. You can also follow his Cuban adventures if they're still online. I don't know, are they?
Cuban Adventures.
Didn't you post stuff? Or you didn't post much? It was like a low-key actual vacation.
Oh, it was just a dolphin picture. I may post a video.
Well, there's a video of him and the dolphin. Well, that's never going to hold up in court. But Morning Show is back. We've been on hiatus for a little bit because he was vacationing, and it didn't feel the same without him. Also, it did, and we were going to do it anyways, but George didn't fucking show up both days. He kept texting us in the middle of the night and saying, guys, I'm going to be in the studio tomorrow. And then he would cancel last minute, and it was sad. So me and Pants we didn't do the show because it didn't feel right.
Sorry about that.
No, fuck you, George. It's okay.
But you know what?
You got business. I get it.
Feels
like we've been off forever, huh?
Yeah. I was just about to say that. I was like, it's only been a week, but it feels like I haven't seen you guys in fucking long time.
Forever.
Yeah, I kind of missed you guys.
Oh.
Sorry, I was reading about the pelican in the chat.
What's the pelican?
That one pelican story I told that just keeps coming back to haunt me. You know, the myth of the pelican who was raped by Germans?
What are you talking about?
There's this famous story from I'm not going to get into it again. It's one of these urban legends from Greece that Germans raped and killed the pelican.
Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past them. They've done worse things.
I got run over by a car. We came down to it.
That's a different story. That actually happened.
That's a different pelican.
This is the stuff of legend. This is a pelican who was aggressed by Das Germans. One day I will find. I don't know if it was Migos. One of the Aegean
Who looks
Islands.
at a bird and is like, hey, yo, do you think it's a long leg?
Fucking German people. That's George?
Right.
George.
The fuck was that, George? What's going on?
George is so uncomfortable right now.
I'm okay.
No, I'm not uncomfortable. It's just, fingering dolphins and killing pelicans.
You're uncomfortable doing those things?
We went right into the fauna.
What do you have in news this week, John?
Yeah, so we've established that George missed us, and we're here. Chat, what are you guys up to? Let's see what's going on before we get into the news. What are you guys talking about? Pelican, Poseidon, your girlfriend is so pretty. You lucky man, take care of her. Aw, that's nice. Do you have to pay her extra for that?
Bro, eat my ass, bro.
Phil dye his beard? What? No, dude, this is me not dye my beard.
Oh, yeah, it's true. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm only white in one spot. That's why I dyed. It's fucking weird.
Yeah, the upper right corner.
Yeah, the upper right quadrant of the face is a little old. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck it's. I'm gonna dye it later. Whatever. But yeah, that's
you
enough
buy
of the
the
chat.
thing from Jean Coutu, the
Buy a little fucking thing. It's like takes like a second. I do this. It's not a lot. It's just it's weird that it's not symmetrical. It drives me crazy.
Doesn't it stain your clothes and shit?
My clothes,
Yeah.
the clothes I wear on my face.
No, like.
What are you asking me? What do you ask? What's the question? What? It doesn't wash off. It's
Like, how does it work? Doesn't it, like, if you put on a shirt, doesn't it, like, sometimes...
well, I take off my shirt to do it, like, right before I take a shower.
Yeah.
So, like, I shave. I grab a little bit of it. I go like this for, like, 2-3 minutes. It dyes it. I wash it out in the shower, and that's it. It doesn't come off after.
Really?
The only reason it's white now is because it grew out, and I
grows.
trimmed it.
It's like
Do you not understand how hair works or
like,
dye?
It's like when you dye your hair, does it...
He's never dyed his hair.
well, anyway, like girlfriends or your mom or whoever, like
Why is mom?
I don't know. The women
Your
is like,
mom, bro.
yeah, it doesn't wash off on your clothes, bro.
No, it's dye.
Yeah, but they do a whole process. They do the whole process at the salon and shit.
Where they mix the dye with the white stuff.
Yeah, and they do
Yeah,
shit on their hair.
This stuff, it's all mixed in together already. It's like, anyways, it's not that interesting.
And then they have to, like, dry it and shit. You don't do that.
What do you mean dried and shit?
Like, they have to do this whole process, bro.
They only dry. Oh, I think that's only for bleach where they use the dryer. I don't know. I'm not sure. All I know is it comes, bro. Listen,
Salon expert.
listen. I'm not a salon expert either, but it comes in a little box with a little comb. I go like this. 5 minutes later, young Phil, symmetrical faced Phil.
But it would have been sick if you grayed out in the middle, though. Just the middle.
Oh, here it's starting to go white. I don't touch it
yeah?
here. I like it here. I don't mind it at all. It's just that it's only right there. It throws my whole beard symmetry off.
But
and
it makes you look like a Batman villain, like Two-Face a bit.
I can't wait to be more distinguished. I'm just waiting for it to go to the other side, man. That's it.
Yeah.
It's everyone's like, oh, you don't want to look old. It's vanity, but it's not an age thing. It's if it was white here too, I wouldn't touch it. It's just weird. I spent so much time lining up the beard, and it looks fucking crooked.
You'd be like Paulie in The Sopranos, but with no hair.
I don't see how that's a relevant
Well,
statement.
because he's got the gray wings, right?
Yeah, but on both sides.
Yeah, on both sides.
Oh, if I had it, yeah,
If you
I
had it, but
understand.
You'd be Philly. You'd be Philly.
Be Philly. Hey,
Philly and Paulie.
who's this fucking guy over here?
They both fused together.
This is going too far.
Like Dragon Ball Z, bro.
We've done, yeah.
You become a super mobster.
Philly and yeah, I see what you did. Like Go Tunks or Go Trunks, whatever his name was.
Yeah.
Gay Sidon. That's the last chat I'll read. George, is there something you'd like to add to this interesting conversation? I know
No,
you also
absolutely.
have begun to go gray.
I have. I am slightly older than you guys.
Yeah, you are
but,
older.
I started graying at 20.
Where do you see?
You don't
gray,
have any
bro?
gray.
I have gray hair.
Where?
Strands.
Oh, like single strands.
Yeah.
Big deal. Yeah, I've had this white spot since before my wedding, so it's been like 8 years. It's always been there. It's weird.
Wasn't it like in the middle, like right on your cheek?
I mean, I have a bit right here.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. I had like little white spot, and then
I
that
don't
happened.
remember. I remember the
Yo,
side burn.
yeah.
So
I
one
remember the cheek.
thing that
It's
I
starting to. It started here, and it's like kind of just going out now.
Okay.
It's whatever.
one thing I hate about the
How old is George? They're asking. 41? 40?
41. 41. I have to think about that one.
So yeah.
Maybe.
So one thing that pisses me off about Cuba that I don't like.
Wait, hold on a second.
All those fucking Cubans.
We're gonna go back to Cuba, but look at the conversation, how it transitioned.
It's okay.
Yeah,
It's
I don't
okay.
remember where your white spot was on the cheek. Yeah, it grew from here to there. How old is George 41? So yeah,
You know what I hate about
another thing
Cuba?
I hate about Cuba.
No, because I was thinking of because I'm scratching this fucking mosquito bite on my pinky. It's fucking killing me.
El mosquito.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's a mosquito in Spanish?
So the
George?
only thing that sucks harder than
I'm not sure.
Oh wait, he's setting up a joke. He's setting up a
The only
joke.
thing that sucks harder than $5 hookers in Cuba is the mosquitoes.
It wasn't worth pausing for.
Go fuck
No.
yourself.
Yeah. How long you been holding on to that one since you got back from Cuba?
About 18 minutes.
He landed in Cuba. He's like, these are big mosquitoes, bro. I got the best joke.
No, about 18
They
minutes.
suck so hard.
But you don't understand. They are fucking savage.
The mosquitoes.
Those mosquitoes, bro.
Confession: I've never had a mosquito bite.
Bro, through the what?
Never.
Your blood's not sweet.
Like
That's
in your life or in Cuba?
I don't ever. I've never been to Cuba, so never in Cuba.
Oh.
I suspect that maybe I have, and I just don't react to it because some people just don't. But I've never had a mosquito bite.
maybe you don't react to the venom because I found out mosquitoes.
They don't have venom.
No. When they prick you, there's such a minute, tiny amount of venom that they're venomous. Actually, mosquitoes.
I don't think it's venom.
They are.
I think they have like an analgesic, something so you don't feel them biting you, like
Oh, I
something
feel
that numbs you.
I've felt them bite me.
Never had a mosquito bite, and I've tested this theory. Sometimes in the summer when it's like bad and the mosquitoes are like eating my wife alive, I'll like take some of my sweat and I put it on a spot on her arm,
Right.
and she's like, ugh, but no mosquito bites right there.
Ah.
Something about my musk they don't like.
Yeah, something about your
I'm gonna bottle that
stink.
shit.
Yeah.
Eau de Fill My Hole. Eau de Fill My Hole. Yeah, Fill My Hole is on a break
What's
apparently.
going on with Phil My Hole?
Fuck, I don't know. We should speak to Phil. Every day I'm like, should I do an episode? I'm like, fucking nothing interesting happened. No, I've just been shooting a lot the last couple of weeks. I'm leaving for Greece in July.
Yes.
And I'm trying to just get everything done because I overbooked the summer. So I'm just like constantly shooting and editing.
How long are you going for?
3 weeks, I believe.
That's good. That's nice.
We have a weird connecting flight to go, which I'm not happy about at all.
What's the connecting flight?
Never. I would never.
Well,
do
I fly to Rhodes, so I need a connection anyways.
Yeah, but-
I'd rather connect in Europe than in Athens
Oh, right.
because it breaks the flight in half.
Okay.
Um,
So where? Amsterdam?
no, we're
Rome,
doing Montreal to Munich,
Munich.
and then if it was Munich to Rhodes, I'd be like, no problem. But then we're doing Munich to Frankfurt.
Wait, what?
Yeah, my wife booked. I'm like, why did you do this? She goes, it was such a good deal. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be
So
a nightmare.
Montreal,
Munich, Frankfurt, Rhodes.
Oh, okay, thank God. I thought you were going to say Frankfurt, Athens.
No. We're not flying through Athens at all. Which, literally, if you know me, this is my nightmare. Connecting flights,
I can't stand it.
I can't stand it. I hate
love
takeoff.
I love connecting flights.
Why?
Well, because I am a giant in a plane,
And you like to get off?
and I like to spread my legs.
Yes,
Hold
but
on.
It's fine. No,
I like to go for a walk and stretch my legs.
He meant stretch his legs.
I don't.
people.
I don't mind a connect. Yeah, I like to open my legs, bro. When's takeoff, lady? hey, toots, I'm stretching my legs here. No, I don't mind a connection. It's the double connection that's pissing me off because I have to get off at the axis of evil, get back on another plane, get to another axis of evil city, and then fly again from there. Because I'm deplaning twice.
Well, hold on.
Okay,
bro.
so you have to take all your shit.
No. I mean,
Frankfurt
well, I have to
is
take my kids with me.
Yeah, no,
They
but-
don't go with the plane.
The luggage
No, the luggage
transfers.
no, it's one flight. She didn't book separate flights. It's gonna go. There's no way my luggage arrives in Rhodes on the same day. I know
There's
it
no-
already.
exactly, that's what I was
There's
about
no
to say.
fucking way. So I'm bringing extra underwear.
Why not? I went to Chios twice, and my luggage
Pre-COVID. It's a mess now. My aunt just came back from Italy. She went on some like little excursion. I don't know what she did. Fucking like 45 hours to get home. Luggage still isn't back.
Really?
Nightmare. Ended up flying into New York, getting stuck in New York, being sent to Toronto. Like there's shortages everywhere, and all the airports are backed because they have all these stupid COVID protocols in Canada and in parts of Europe. So it's just causing delays. Like what I'm worried about is I have a 1 hour downtime between Munich and Frankfurt, right? Which are like
1 hour. Oof.
They're next to each other. The gates we check. They're literally.
Yeah,
It's,
me. I don't care about that. It's the hour that worries me
why?
because a little delay of whatever 30, 40 minutes out of Montreal, and I don't know if there's a
you're
delay
shot.
on
Yeah,
arrival.
the whole thing is shot.
You finish.
So that's an issue. Also, when do I cross customs? When I arrive in Europe, obviously in Munich. So I'm gonna have to go through customs before I can go get on my connecting flight. The whole itinerary makes no sense.
Will you have to?
I don't know. It's my European port of entry, right? That's where I'm arriving on European soil. They don't do it here. It's not like the U.S. where you cross customs in Canada because we're so close. There's no way I'm getting on that second flight. I just know it.
I'm just trying to think.
I'm gonna brush up on my German.
I'm trying to think back when I had to connect through another European city. I can't remember if I passed customs there.
For sure.
Maybe because it's a connecting flight. It's the end.
Look, normally when I fly to Greece, we fly through France. Like that's like 9 times out of 10 we fly through France if there's a connection, and that's where you cross customs.
Right.
You go to Charles de Gaulle, they put you through the thing, they're like bonjour, and they look at you and they're like smoking and shit. Good times. Hit us with a story, George.
Yeah. Time for you.
There's going to be a lot of stuff that we're going to discuss about Quebec because all hell is breaking
because
loose
it's a
here.
fucking shithole.
Well, I don't know if it's a shithole, but
It's a bit of a shithole.
See, here's what's fun about this whole situation for me, because this is stuff that we were talking about maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago about
And nobody was listening to us.
where we were projecting what might happen in the situation that might unfold. And it's happening. Not that we were wizards or anything, but I mean, it wasn't really complicated to
I wouldn't
guess what would
say
have
that
happened
we're
either.
not wizards, but go on.
I mean, I don't think it was difficult to guess where this was going. I mean, I think a lot of people saw François Legault coming with Bill 96. For those who are just tuning in, Bill 96 is
Everybody knows what Bill 96
it's the
is.
new language bill in Quebec, beefing up the French language laws. He had tabled it early on in his mandate. It took a long time for all the readings to go through. Probably not a coincidence that it ended up being voted on like 2 weeks before the end of the parliamentary session on the last year of the first mandate, where you know you're headed to elections, right? I think everything was building up to this point right now where François Legault, from the very beginning, even from his campaign in 2018, he just attacked the whole nationalist front, and he said, we're going to be the party that is going to represent the nation of Quebec. We're going to be the true nationalist party over here. It won him a majority, a huge majority, and he's been riding that wave ever since. I mean, and quite consistently. You got to give it to the guy. Obviously, he had no opposition. Two of the oppositions had to get a new leader, so that didn't help. So he's been governing pretty much solo. So we arrived to last week where Bill.
Poseidon, can you produce the show and cut to George? Like he's going hard now. This is a George shot. Thank you.
So last week the bill was actually passed in the House. The CAQ voted in favor. Quebec Solidaire voted in favor.
Big surprise.
Yes and no. I
Quebec
mean,
Solidaire. Big surprise. Come on. No.
okay. Oh, you're being sarcastic.
Yeah, obviously.
Okay. Yeah. The surprise for me was that the PQ voted against it.
Wait. I didn't know this.
Yeah. So
Because they think it's too soft.
exactly,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
wanted it to go harder. They wanted it. They wanted Bill 101 to apply in CGIPs. Anyways, they wanted more strict regulation on the French language. So anyway, so the Liberals, the Parti Québécois, and I think the one person representing the Conservative Party voted against it. So it passed, and ever since that day, all hell has broken loose. I mean, Legault has been criticizing non-francophones, and he's taken a little twist on attacking the issue of immigration. So I think
What's the twist?
No. He went from the language. Once his bill passed, he kind of took a little left turn and said, okay, this is done now. Let's attack immigration. So
What's next on the list of shit to
exactly.
fuck up?
So this is going to be the two battle horses.
Look. Have you
of,
noticed we're talking now and he hasn't cut to the main shot or to me? He's just what are you doing?
He's concentrating. There's an important conversation happening on his phone.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Okay.
Don't worry about
I'm
it.
just fucking with him. So I missed the little fuck.
So anyway, he's turned now to
sending this and
Yeah, don't worry about it.
So he's turned now to immigration. So for him,
Yeah.
adding up the whole immigration issue with the French language thing is kind of like
Seems
the
like they
epitome-
make sense to go together. True.
yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So for him, it's like the epitome of like nationalism in Quebec.
I always believed, correct me if I'm wrong, I always believed that if you want a strong nation, let's use the term because they use it, fundamentally that starts with, a functioning economy and control of your currency, that kind of stuff, jobs.
Yeah.
But I might have been wrong. It might be language regulation.
Yeah.
You correct me. You were in the government. I'm not privy to these informations.
But I'll tell you one thing, and this is something where a lot of the Liberals are frustrated. And I speak to a lot of them, even some members of the caucus, elected officials that are kind of at odds with Dominique Anglade, because ever since the election, everyone was saying, look, forget about chasing after Legault on the nationalist front. He won that war. He won that battle. He made it to government.
But does his majority mean they're a majority of citizens?
No. He was elected with about 35% of the vote, something like that, 34.7 or 37.4, something like that. I think 37%. So it's not the majority of the electorate that voted for him. In fact, this is the first ever majority government that has been elected with such a low
Percentage of the popular vote. Yeah, gotcha.
So the mistake that I think the Liberals did, and this has been spoken about like ever since the beginning, they warned the leader not to run after Legault on the nationalist front and to focus on what has always identified the Liberal Party as its strength, which was the economy. The Liberal Party, whether it's true or not, has always been recognized as the party of the
Thanks
economy.
for getting ahead of me there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
They're the party of something.
Yeah,
No. I don't know if it's the economy.
No, but they've always been identified as the economy party, the job creation party. That's
only because they don't have a strict language
No,
agenda,
it's also-
and it doesn't scare away big businesses.
No, because forever it used to be the Liberals versus the PQ, and the PQ, because of his sovereignty position,
Nonsense. Yeah.
it was identified as that, right? So the whatever's left was pretty much
Fair enough.
pretty much went to the Liberal Party.
Okay.
And they were telling her, listen, forget about the nationalist front. Let's go over what we're strong at, and that's the economy. Let's not forget that over the 4 years before that, the Liberal government created over 250,000 jobs. So they do have that credibility. And she was adamant on winning the battle on the nationalist front. That pretty much spread the party thin. And Legault now came back and said, look, yeah, we took care of the economy. He got lucky, obviously, because of inflation. There's way more revenue that came into the coffers to the point where the deficit is almost gone.
Okay.
So on paper, the economy seems to be doing well in Quebec. Okay. So there's really not much left for the Liberal Party to fight about now. They've lost at all fronts. And there's a big issue right now at the Liberal Party, regardless. So...
Are you going to talk about leadership?
Well, yeah,
that's another issue.
Yeah, there is no leadership.
Yeah,
and I'm not so sure how well Dominique Anglade's going to do if we're basing
She's
ourselves.
not doing well.
If we're basing ourselves on the polls that are coming out, I mean, she's going to be reduced to anything between 14 to 16 seats, which is embarrassing
And unheard of, no?
Yeah.
Never had such little seats.
The lowest turnout, the lowest result that the Liberal Party ever got was last election, where they got, I think, 32 or 33 seats, and that hadn't happened in God knows how long.
Yeah.
And if you go under 20, I mean, that's like... I remember since 2007 when I was working, there was always this sense of security because they thought, like, if all hell breaks loose, like if the shit hits the fan, we can at least be guaranteed 45 seats.
Yeah.
That there was like this threshold that everybody was talking about that there's no way that we'd ever go under, right? The greater Montreal area, including Laval, South Shore, the region of Quebec, the Outaouais region, all that together, there was like about 40, 45 seats that they thought that whatever, worst case scenario, this is what it is. So the fact that they went into the 30s was a huge embarrassment for the Liberal Party. And now it seems that we're going to drop under the 20s.
Sorry, hold on. Poseidon, I don't know who this guy is. Raymond? Get him the fuck out of here.
Jesus Christ.
Throw him the fuck out. Block him from the stream. Do whatever you need to do.
What is he saying? I'm not even
I'm
following
not going
the
to read
chat.
it on the air.
Okay.
Here. The blue R.
Let me put him in timeout.
Fuck that pussy.
What a fucking idiot.
Even if it's a joke, I don't care. Yeah, sorry about that.
So I mean, the party will be reduced to nothing. So now the whole issue now is on immigration. So, and this is what's worrying me about François Legault. He wants a strong mandate so he can have more powers. And he comes out. I have a problem with leaders asking for more powers. You know?
That's new for you anyways. You've been okay with it for a long time.
No, not really.
No?
Let's just
Let's play the chair
for a
shuffle
second.
here.
Thank you.
You missed. We just threw out a pedophile. From the studio? No, he's right there. You don't see him.
I'm still here.
What happened?
Oh, something weird. It's pas métal, but it was odd.
From
We
the
ejected him from the chat.
Oh, I thought from the building.
No.
Oh, who cares about the
Do you want
chat?
me to say it or no?
No, don't say what he... I'm worried about reading that out loud
Oh,
on
it's
camera.
a dude who like kids?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Strange.
Yeah.
Anyway, just so that we don't lose the flow over
Yeah,
here.
flu.
The news is that kids are hot. Is that what he said? Like, what was the? What kind of news is this? We're not talking about hot kids. What did he say?
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Okay. Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh
It
shit.
was like a classified ad almost.
Oh nice.
Yeah.
He's
Anyway.
come to the right place.
Oh boy.
on the immigration thing now, François Legault is asking for more powers. So this is what he's going to go on. His campaign is going to be based on the idea that he wants to have a strong mandate. He needs as many MNAs as possible so that he can increase his power and his influence over Ottawa so that he can go request to the Trudeau government to have full jurisdiction on immigration.
Okay.
Which Justin Trudeau already came out and said, you're never going to get it. So it's a lost
But he
battle.
said it like this. You're never gonna get it.
No, but see, this is where it is, and this is where the nationalist.
But he's doing this on purpose, right?
Exactly. This is where the nationalist flame is going to spark a lot come August, September, because as long as he keeps hammering that we want more powers on immigration, and as long as Justin Trudeau keeps saying you're not getting any, well, that's only gonna entice the flame of the nationalists. So like,
He's going to use it as a fake
Look,
argument.
look what they're doing. They won't give us power. It's our nation. They won't give it to us.
So I think François Legault's not a dumb guy. He knows that he can't get all jurisdiction on immigration, and he's using that as a pretext to just fan the flames on his nationalist agenda. So that's what's happening. So what he wants to do essentially is to control fully the immigrants that come into Quebec. He wants to be able to reject the ones that don't speak a word of French. And he wants to focus
Which is a
exclusively.
massive percentage of the world.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go somewhere and learn a language.
But with any luck, we could become North Africa. Things are going well there.
It's true. They are going great. They got lots of sand. We could use more sand.
Look, the thing that he doesn't seem to understand, or that he's maybe purposely neglecting, is that immigration is, in general, a success story in Quebec. Whether you speak French or not, the immigrants that come to Quebec actually end up flourishing, if it's either the immigrants themselves or the following
I don't think he's
generation.
arguing that. I think this is all fake. This is
no,
a
exactly.
fake
Yeah, it's
war.
theater.
I have my theory. I've already told you. So he knows that this is my theory. Now, if you could prove me wrong, you could say, Pantelis, you're an idiot. But this is how I feel. I know, being in the Commission Scolaire de Montréal for so many years, I know the difference between being aggressive with someone when it comes to the language, right, versus when you kind of ease them into it and you make them happy.
So forced indoctrination versus assimilation.
No, assimilation happens because you appreciate something, and you go into, which is like me right now in Quebec, right? Like doing my stuff in French and making a huge effort.
Integration,
in
I think.
Integration.
Oh, that's the word I was
Not
looking
even
for,
assimilation, integration, because I'm not
Integration,
changing who I am who I am, but I just like doing it in French. This aggressive tactic, he knows, doesn't work. Anyone comes in and you refugees like, speak French, what are they going to do? They're going to push away.
Right.
Now, at the same time, new immigrants, are having more kids than us, the locals.
Oh, yeah,
and
said
more
this
than
before. I
Quebecers,
know
right?
that, yeah.
So all you're doing is the people that are the next generation, because just mathematically, their population is growing. You're making them angry and push away from the Quebec culture, which means what? It means in 4 years, in 3 years, whenever you do another census or whatever, the stats are going to keep going down. He's going to keep saying, look, you see, I told you the danger. I'm here to take care of it. But he's the one
creating the
causing
problem.
it. He's creating it. So it's this vicious circle of they're basically destroying the Quebec culture on purpose to remain in power. They don't care about Quebecers. They don't care about Quebec culture. They just care about power. And the sooner people realize that and wake up, the sooner we get these fucking guys out of
Well,
here.
that's
The only
that's the
culture he
important.
stands for is money.
Yeah.
but that-
No, I don't know about money.
own money.
It's just, I think it's just
Power
power.
is
I think
power.
it's
But
just power.
that's the important thing you said that people have to realize, and that's what's worrying to me is that, okay, he's saying what he's saying, and he's getting the support though, which means
because
that.
they don't know any better. They believe him.
But that's the thing. That's what's worrying. The fact that in the regions outside of Montreal, people actually fall into that discourse, right? It's like, yeah, fuck, we want just French immigrants. Yeah, let's control the immigration. At the end,
But it's not even about immigrants. This is just an argument to make it seem like this is all a power thing. Because slowly, the more aggressive you are, the less the culture is going to flourish. Because for the culture to go out, it needs to be a culture that people want to adopt. If you're forced to it, it's never going to stick. And right now, the way it stands, when the culture is open, people who come here, they like it. There's a lot that's desirable. But if they come here with a gun to their head, learn this, you can't. It's aggressive the way they did it to me in high school. The way they're doing it, it's not going to work. It's going to have the opposite effect.
like
but
that.
you have to.
I
But you
guess
also.
so.
I don't know.
You have to look at the language that he's using, because last weekend they had their their convention there right before the elections, and the language that he was using was, to me, it was shocking. It was like, immigration. We need the full control of immigration to guarantee the survival of the Quebec. What are you?
He's just
talking
raising the
about?
stakes, that's
No,
all.
but to guarantee the survival, and he's going on saying, we cannot afford to become another Louisiana. So he's referring to
Okay,
the
first
fact-
of all, that's insanely racist and hilarious. But
Yeah.
I gotta say two things.
Well said.
Language and culture, though language and culture sometimes they go hand in hand. Right now, the way he's saying it doesn't, because the people that he says, people speak French that could come in. Let's say Cameroon, right? They speak. They know how to speak French. Of course. Or I don't know, Tunisia,
Côte
or all that stuff. Yeah, they speak French, more like the people speaking in France, not that we speak in Quebec. They're not the same culture as Quebec.
No.
So even if you bring them in, the culture's not going to survive. Different cultures are going to flourish, but they're going to speak the same language because language is just supposed to be for communication. You're not helping your culture. You're destroying that. He's doing it on purpose. He's doing it on fucking purpose so he can keep saying, I don't know, it's not working. You guys, you see why you got to vote for me? This is a problem. He's causing the problem. He's starting a fire, and he's like, I'll take it out. And they're just throwing more gas.
It's
He's like, you see what I told you about the fire?
It's scare
if you look
tactics
at
to be
his-
using.
So stupid.
No, but to be using Louisiana as an example, which cannot compare to Quebec.
Swamps.
man. You cannot compare it to Quebec. I mean,
I'm trying to even understand what his analogy is. That they don't speak French. That's what he's getting at.
yeah, that over
'Cause they're
over the course of the years, he's comparing Louisiana back in like the turn of the century to now, where they're down to like maybe 3% of the population that speaks French.
Yeah, but that
But they don't
Cajun
have-
culture still exists.
Yeah. The culture still exists. Yeah, they're all Cajun.
Yeah,
they just
but
don't speak
yeah,
French.
yeah, exactly.
Culture
But
is
for him-
actually strong. I can define Cajun culture to some
Yeah,
extent.
yeah.
Quebecois culture, I have a harder time.
Really?
I mean,
How? You live here. How do you not know what Quebecois culture
maybe
is?
it's because I've been raised in it that it doesn't seem.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
yeah, you just, to
different.
you, it's
Like, I
it's
don't know.
Montreal.
I- I would
he's
have a
also
hard time
he's also
putting it-
referring to the language. The big difference, though, however, is
How do you
that
define a culture like that? Like,
I mean, how do you define
well, look,
any
the,
culture?
the, the biggest difference though is that Louisiana didn't have the language laws that we have over here that seem to protect French language. Maybe it's in decline, and I mean the stats are showing that. But
they
it's
still
never.
say
go-
share and stuff.
It's
fine.
not. It's not going to reach a point where you're going to have 3% of the people speaking French and get like. Stop scaring people, man.
It could in
Stop
100
scaring
years
people.
if he continues
it
this.
could.
this
It
It
route.
won't be. It won't be because
if you
because
force-
even if you're an immigrant that doesn't speak French, your
Yeah.
kids are automatically going into the French system. So
Yeah.
whether we like it or not, French is always going to
I was in the
survive.
I was in the French system.
Yeah,
It
that's
was-
why.
yeah, but
We're
it took-
kids of-
yeah, but I
we're
went
Bill
through a
101
decade
kids.
where I didn't speak French purposely because of the aggression.
Same.
So no,
yeah,
the more aggressive you are, the worse it is. What he's doing now is not good for the French
I don't
language.
disagree with you, but you had the knowledge of the language. You
course.
just chose not to speak it.
You know,
There's a big
wanna-
difference.
Can I play devil's advocate for a second?
Yeah.
Which I never do on the language issue. But the other day I was in the West Island.
West Isla.
My kid goes to.
Hold on, but what you said, what he says is important. You just said you had the knowledge of the language, you just chose not to speak it, right? So what's the problem right now? What's this craziness about not learning English? Why shouldn't Quebec be the place that I say, which I'm a moron, don't listen to me, but I'm saying that everyone here, when they go to school now, it starts, they should learn fully, should be fully bilingual in English and French.
Agreed.
French because we're in Quebec, and English because it's an international language. Learning English,
useful.
it's useful. The way he makes it sound is like if you learn English, the
forget
queen
French.
is coming, they're coming with muskets and they're going to take off. That, it's not the 1800s anymore. Learning English just means, it's like saying, can you code simple computer stuff? You should know simple things because everything is digital. Same thing with English.
I wish I
Everything's
spoke
fucking
more
English.
languages.
Also, the other thing, I mean, the other thing about his arguments being just full of shit. Like he wants a strong mandate to go negotiate with Ottawa. Dude, you already have a fucking majority. What you
not
have
gonna get
now
any
It's a
stronger.
strong mandate.
No, but what you have now is already considered a strong mandate. You have a majority government. So if you weren't able to do that in your 4 years now, what is it going
He's
to
just trying
change
to
if you
convince
add
people-
another 20
He's just
M&As?
trying to fucking
It's all
convince
electoralist.
people that
Yeah.
like if you vote for me on this mandate, I'll be able to say, look how many people want this.
Yeah,
Which is
so
bullshit.
look, Justin Trudeau's trying to say, like, see, look, he's not dumb. He's putting Justin Trudeau he's using Justin Trudeau to his advantage because any way he plays it, it still benefits him. We want immigration powers. He knows Justin Trudeau is going to say no, which in turn is going to increase the whole nationalist thing, which is going to help him. If Justin Trudeau says, sure, let's sit down and negotiate, it still helps him. So he's not a dumb guy. His strategy isn't dumb. It's just stupid because we know that it's electoralist. It's just plain and simple. And the other thing is that there is no opposition. I have no fucking clue what the other parties are doing, including my own, which, by the way, came out last week with a new logo because that's what's going to save the situation, people. The new logo of the Liberal Party is going to get to back
I want
to
to
power.
see the new logo, but I also saw them ask the question. He
Yeah.
goes, "Why is it that when a kid does his school in English, he ends up working in English?"
He's making a statement. It's not a question.
Oh, but because I don't know what that means exactly. Like, because I did my school in French. I went to work in English.
Yeah.
Well, because
I did my school in English and I went to work in French.
yeah, it just
for most
depends
of
on
my
what
life.
industry you want to go in.
Yeah.
Now, most big industries are international, which means they're gonna be in English, whether you like it or not.
One of the Bill 96.
That's why knowing both languages is power. Because knowing both languages means you're fine here. You could do whatever you want in Quebec, but at the same time, you can always go international. You're not stuck.
One of the what are they called? Not
articles?
bylaws. The articles in Bill 96 stipulates that jobs cannot require English as a primary language of communication, like the knowledge of English. I'm like, what if you're an international company that deals
Yeah.
in English? Like, I understand that you're headquartered in Quebec, but if you're dealing with people in, I don't know, fucking anywhere else in the world that's not a French-speaking
Yeah,
country,
who are bringing you information. Like, I don't understand. You
like,
just get stuck.
So what? You just don't hire anyone who speaks English, and then everyone's like, "What the fuck?" Also, the movie industry, like I called on this very show, has an article that exempts them. They can do
interesting.
whatever the fuck they want because they
Yeah.
bring in a lot of money.
So when it's for money, it's not about culture.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And back to
People
my,
have
my
to wake up to this.
back to my devil's advocate story, because I've had a few random conversations.
Yeah,
with French
les
Canadians.
langues sont les clés du pouvoir. That is very true.
That's absolutely
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, what were you saying?
The more you know, the better.
See, and if we didn't speak French, we wouldn't have known what he said right now.
But he's yeah, it's true.
Exactly.
No, but the more you know, the better. And if you really want to become international and future-proof,
China.
start learning Chinese or
Mandarin,
like
yeah.
Mandarin or German. It's true.
Yeah, yeah.
Or even Spanish would help
No.
at this point.
Mandarin is.
I've been
is a
speaking. I've
must.
I've
There's a
had this
billion people.
conversation with a bunch of French Canadians, and they're all like, "Well, there's so many people who don't even speak a word of French." And I was like, "Come on, those people don't exist."
They
Then
do
I went-
exist. They do exist.
I had never really experienced it, right? I mean, a little bit, but not to the level that I did a few weeks ago, where I was in the West Island and
Yeah, that's what's in the West Island.
my
Yeah.
daughter was at gymnastics. So the coaches who are young, they're like 16 years old, 16-year-old girls and boys, and they come out and she's trying to explain to a parent that the kid cannot wear earrings during gymnastics because it's dangerous.
Okay.
No.
Earring.
You're going backwards.
Dangereux.
You're going backwards. You went the wrong way. in the accent.
Dangereux.
She's like, oui, elle ne pas porter parce que earrings, pulling. And the guy's like,
Quoi?
he's like,
Pardon,
"Quoi?"
madame.
And she tries again, and the guy looks at her and he goes, "What are you saying?"
Yeah.
In English, she goes, "Oh, you speak English?" He's like, "Yeah." She's like, "She can't wear earrings
Because
it's
someone might
dangerous."
pull. Yeah.
And they get pulled off. And he's like,
You can't say.
"Coudon, you couldn't say that in English."
In French,
in
yeah.
French, and she's like, "Coupe don." That
Coupe
was her
don?
question. Coupe don, and I'm like, I looked
Holy
at her, and
shit.
she's like,
Yeah, this is real.
"My French is really bad." She says, I
It's
was
very
like,
bad.
I go, "You're the reason we're all in trouble.
Yeah.
You're the reason that none of us can fucking do whatever we want." I go, "How can you not speak a word of French? Are you from Ontario?" She
but-
goes, "No."
But that's what I was saying. I go like that's why it has to be. You have to be perfectly bilingual. In Quebec, we should be able to know both languages fully, so that for one, we maintain the.
I'll
you
say
know,
this
the
about
fact
my
that we're
own-
Quebec, and for two, so that we're future-proof for international
Coupe
stuff.
down, bro. Coupe down.
But if you live in Montreal, you grew up in Montreal, and you can't order fries in French,
Yeah, like-
bro, it's a fucking problem.
embarrassing.
It's embarrassing because you had the opportunity. But you don't even have the opportunity. That's the fucked up thing. It's because the way the school boards fight each other.
Yeah.
You don't have the opportunity. One's telling the other one to go fuck themselves. The other one's telling the other one to go fuck themselves. And
Yeah.
you're in the middle stuck. You're like, coupe d'un. Like,
Well,
that's
my
that's all that
brothers,
is.
My brothers, they went to school in English, and I always spoke way better French. Then they had to actually learn to speak proper French when they went into the workforce.
How did,
You have to,
how did
bro.
they go to English and you went to French? You went to French?
Because
We all went to French.
How did
English.
his brothers go to
because
English?
my father,
I'm a historic Anglo, technically.
my father,
You were grandfathered in.
I was supposed to be grandfathered in, but my father was being an asshole. So it's like, well, paper, what is this shit? Just put him through or whatever. Like he was being like,
He just got you in.
no, he was being like villager shit. So the school didn't accept it,
Yeah.
and then I ended up going to French school.
Yeah.
interesting.
But they made a bit of an effort. with
but
his
you're
brothers.
you're older than your brothers, so your younger brothers.
Went to
Yeah,
English.
so because that happened with me, my
They
mother,
actually filled the brothers' paperwork in order so
Yeah.
they could go to the English
yeah,
school.
my mother yelled at him and she was like, "Get your fucking ducks in order."
Because either your mom or your dad went to school here
my
in
dad
English.
went to school. In
Okay, there you go.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So there you go, a shining fucking
Well, if they needed
commercial
my
for
dad's
the English
papers-
Montreal School Board. Poseidon's father was educated at the MSB,
By the way, I found the
the
new
former
logo. I found-
Protestant school
I
board.
found the new logo of the Liberals, like you were saying, George.
For real though?
No, Poseidon, that's the fucking logo of the Impact. It's not bad. I like it. I like the typeface they chose.
You know what? I'm gonna say something bold.
That's a classic sans serif.
Bold new logo.
Transparency.
Very true.
Yeah.
Very true to
Very
true to
true.
the
They're
party.
finally but
True
it's
to the party.
June. It's June, so it should be all the colors of the rainbow just for this month.
Yeah. Oh, is it LGBTQ plus TRQC month?
Yeah.
Oh wait, I forgot some.
Have you seen some of the logos that companies are doing? The funniest is the MLB for this month because they added there's a new there's always an
What, they
update
just
to
put
the
the bat in
flag.
a hole?
No, there's always an update to the flag, right? So,
the
bro,
logo.
there are so many colors on the MLB June logo. It starts from black. I think it ends in purple. It's crazy. The line. It's just every color.
No, look,
Yeah, it's hilarious.
This is. Hold on, I'll show you
Oh, you
guys.
should have pulled that up. That was amazing. The percentages.
This is the new logo.
Who cares? Okay.
Okay.
That's the new logo.
Yeah,
of
that's-
Liverpool. Why do they have blue?
There was
They
always
had
blue and red.
The Quebec Liberals always had
Oh,
both.
Quebec
Yeah.
Liberals.
Yeah, the
Okay,
Quebec
okay. I thought
Liberals.
like the
Yeah,
liberal,
yeah.
the federal.
No, so this is it. So it's a bit more round, and Dominique Anglais is like, and the fleur de lis is open to the people, like bullshit.
Look, I'm gonna
You
say
know?
one thing. I kind of like it, but I feel like the red doesn't fit. Like it looks like a dot. Like
It's fine, but who cares? It's a fucking logo. And then some guy on Twitter, MC Gilles, who's pretty well known guy here in Quebec, and goes,
he was on the list. That guy, no?
What do you mean?
MC Gilles.
On what list?
Do you remember they had that rape list?
No. He's a comedian, man. He's on the radio. He's a radio
I don't know.
personality.
I don't remember. I'm trying to think of what I heard on the list. The list is fucked up.
So he fires off a tweet and he's like, "J'ai trouvé l'inspiration du nouveau logo." He goes, "I found out what inspired
You're
the
gonna love
logo," and he's like, "The polls."
That's solid. Show the other image. This one. This. There.
Yes,
So good.
yes. Very good, Mr. MC Gilles. Very good.
That's funny. That's
Oh my god! So all this to say that this logo business, I don't think it's gonna do much.
No, it won't. Also, I saw that the Montreal.
Wait, was he on the list or not? This guy, because now Rosalie's laughing in the chat. I don't know. Was he on the list?
No, man, MC Gilles, he's a comedian. He's on
But
the radio.
the list was all comedians mostly.
What list are you
What
talking
list
about?
are we talking about?
Oh, there was a list that came out where like a bunch of comedians, they got like canceled, most of them. They were raping people and sexually harassing people and shit. It was crazy. As soon as I got into French comedy, I was like, these people are so nice. Other people came out and said, they're all rapists. Like, it was crazy.
MC Gilles was on it. Yeah.
No, I don't know. I thought, because I don't remember. I remember hearing a lot of names. And I just found out yesterday that there's a Charles Deschamps and there's a Charles, I think, Deschamps. There's two different people. One guy I know, another guy that I didn't know existed. I found out yesterday. So, so I'm just saying. So don't. I'm just. That's why I
I
asked.
keep mixing up. I just saw his name in the chat, Arcan, with the author.
Oh, it says he was on the
Because
list.
there's the author, there's the radio guy,
Well,
there's
there's
a
a
guy
lot
who
of
was in
Arcan.
politics. Yeah, it's
There's
such
a
a
lot of
common name,
Arcan.
and they always like Paul, Pierre. It's
Yeah,
always
yeah.
a P. I'm always
Yeah.
like, which one is he?
They said that he's always on with Paul Arcand. I like Paul Arcand.
I think I do.
He's 98.5.
What? First of all,
One
raped?
where they opened it to the public. If you have someone just go on and
Oh, I don't know. But him, it was more of not him, but the list was like everyone from like rape to. He
sing a
looked
dirty
at me.
joke.
Yeah, he looked
Yeah.
at me crooked. But so you don't know what anyone did. So everyone's on a list. So literally
Who
somebody
made
could.
this list?
Some I don't remember. I don't know these people. Some chick made it, and apparently then she was put on the next list. She started sexually harassing people. Yeah, people who start these lists are harassers a lot of times.
Sometimes reality is better than fiction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
ah man, let's just go back to Bill 90.
What about Bill C11?
That passed.
We're gonna go.
No,
we're gonna-
today JJ McCullough, a YouTuber, he's testifying in front of that on behalf of YouTubers. Yeah.
Wait, no, hold on. Let's finish off with Bill 96. So I want to know what's going on with what's his name, Julius Gray.
Ah, yes.
So Julius
Mike's lawyer.
Gray, so Julius Gray wants.
I can't believe I didn't know how important he was. I felt so
Oh
embarrassed
my
after
god,
that
no!
episode.
Julius Gray is a huge.
I always thought Julius Gray was just like a radio, TV lawyer guy.
no,
I never realized that he was the fucking tip of the spear.
Yeah, on many issues actually, and
I feel like a real asshole, honestly.
Yeah.
Because I was joking about it. We did a
Mike
bonus
doesn't
tape.
even have a daughter. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Ooh, what?
He's like, fuck Mike and his 8-year-old girl. He doesn't even have a daughter.
okay. So no, Julius Gray is he's spearheading the movement to take this to
Supreme Court?
I don't know if he's going to take the Supreme Court. I mean, there's obviously a procedure in order to get there, but he's the one that's spearheading the whole thing to challenge this bill.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I don't know. Look, I'm not a lawyer, and if Julius Gray thinks he can succeed, obviously he knows way more than we do. But I'm not so sure if anything could be done because of the notwithstanding clause. And the other bullshit about this government is that they're applying the notwithstanding clause on the entire bill.
Is that what's happening?
not on specific articles in the bill, on the entirety of the whole law. Meaning that even if it's challenged federally, like at the Supreme Court or whatever, it doesn't matter because the provinces have the right to exclude themselves from any decision the courts make, if it means that they're defending the rights of their citizens.
But who decides that?
In the 1981 Constitution, the Trudeau's father included this. I think it's Article 32 or 31. I can't remember, and it gives the provinces the right to. I don't even know what the right terminology is.
Sorry, I was just trying to figure out what was going on here. If we have a pedo or just someone who has bad timing.
We're talking about the notwithstanding clause.
The notwithstanding.
So
clause.
it gives.
Bro, Huber is for the high intellect, my friend. This man doesn't have it.
So it gives the right to the provinces to opt out of, for example, any bill being challenged in court or whatever. But there are specific criteria. One of them being that it's to defend, minority rights or whatever. Bourassa used it when he passed the French language bill with the signs. I don't know if you guys remember when with the lettering and
yes.
So he used that,
which we're updating.
Best Buy was forced to be meilleur achat, but it didn't work
this
out.
is later. This is the first time. This is like
when they had to change
the signs
sizing,
have to be bigger.
and it has to have an explanation under because all the laws passed for language assume that Quebecois people are stupid. So just in case they didn't know from all the fucking.
So that was challenged, and I could be wrong here, but I think that the notwithstanding clause can only apply for 5 years. Obviously, it's renewable. But it's for a period of 5 years. So, that's why Legault has applied it for Bill 21 with the religious symbols.
Yeah.
So everyone is
nobody
saying
can fuck
after
with
5 years, are you going to cancel it or are you going to renew it?
So I have a question. Isn't this two different things? So the religious symbols, how does that help minorities? Isn't he targeting minorities?
Of course, targeting minorities and specific minorities, which is primarily
everything
the Muslims.
he has done has been under the guise of protecting the Quebecois culture.
Yeah.
Bill 21, Bill 96.
Yeah. Which, by the way, is still being challenged, right?
Yeah.
Bill 21, so we don't know what's going to...
Bill 96 is through.
It passed last week. Passed last week, but from what it appears, it'll also be challenged.
But nothing will happen. The notwithstanding clause is...
It's going to apply.
A powerful piece of legislation. Like, they can't...
It's going to apply.
It's crazy that it exists.
Now, I don't know...
So I don't understand how that, like... You can just create a law.
We have a democratically elected government that has to be accountable to us for everything they do, except if they have this one little veto card. It doesn't make any sense.
So the people have no power.
We have zero power for 5 years at a time.
That's absurd. That's not power.
Agreed?
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
What a fake country.
It's not even a country, Quebec. So
no, I'm talking about Canada.
Oh, yeah, the whole thing is fucking nonsense.
Yeah, because if you think about it, every legal professional has come out and said it is obviously going against the Charter of Rights and Freedoms. Like you can't do it. Even Bill 21.
Can I just you
George, can't tell someone what to wear and what not to wear.
If a government has to use the notwithstanding clause to protect itself from repercussions, right, for doing something that the people don't agree with, normally in a democratically elected society, in the next election they would be ousted.
Yeah.
The sad truth is that the people who are upset about these bills are a minority. We are a minority. Technically. The people who are saying this is ridiculous what you're doing.
Yeah.
Right? So we're the minority here.
The counter argument to that, though, is that a government is in place to protect minorities. And not to...
Shouldn't that be the argument to it, not the counter argument?
Well, that should be the main argument, right? Yeah, and not necessarily going...
But Legault already addressed that. He said, we are the best served, English-speaking Quebecers are the best served minority in the world. And he's very proud of that, he said.
We are
the best served linguistic minority in the world.
Did he say linguistic?
Yeah. No, he just said minority. He said it in English, so it's possible that he fucked it up. His English isn't stellar.
We are the best served
minority in the world. And he says Quebec is very proud of that as a province.
I'm not sure I understand what he's talking about.
I mean, the fact that we can actually have access to services in our mother tongue.
Well, no, there are other minorities that could...
He's probably right about that.
I don't think he's right about that.
I'll use Greece as an example. Look at the Pomaks. They don't get served in fucking...
who?
The Pomaks in Thraiki.
The fuck is Pomak?
The Turkospori up there. Whatever they're called.
The Turks?
They're like Muslim Greek people or whatever they are. They're brown. I don't know what they are.
How are they not being served?
They have a linguistic minority. They have they're like one of Greece's official minorities, right?
Yeah, but
they don't get served in their mother tongue. They get served in Greek.
Yeah, because their mother tongue is Turkish.
It's not really Turkish. It's like a weird mix. But
That's why, bro. It's you made that up. What do you want me to do? No, Parkexters aren't saying no one's serving us in pig Latin, Oibe. Like, come on, let's not overdo it.
But you also can't compare because Greece isn't like Canada where you have official languages.
Greece has an official language.
Yeah, Greek.
Yeah.
So it's not like here where you have
but the
two official.
Pomaks were
here
there
we do
when
have
Greece
two
was
offi-
created as a
Th-
nation
that's
state.
not-
They've
but
been there since the beginning of the country.
Moot straw man argument.
No,
Greece
not
has
at all.
one official language.
Yes, that's
Canada
true.
has two.
That is true.
So
That is
that's
true.
That's the thing.
I'll take it.
Even though Quebec's official language is French, so this is where the whole debate is because if you're going to a federally chartered,
He's wrong and he's right at the same time, I guess, in that sense, because it's a notwithstanding argument. Really,
No,
is
well,
what
look-
it is because we're within the structure of the federal government, which our official language is not a minority language.
And look, all I'm
It's
saying
confusing.
is,
My
if
whole
it
point
was
was I was
real,
making-
if it was real, if he really believed the garbage he said, he would not have laws that exempt people if they're making Hollywood movies here in order to make money.
If there was no exemption,
Yeah, if there was no
it would still
exemption,
be dumb.
it would still be dumb. But at least you be like, okay, he believes in it. He's showing you he doesn't believe in it. He doesn't believe in it. But what are we gonna do? We're gonna allow movies to come here, but then in the summer, when all these restaurants, all these stores are making their money off tourists, we're gonna neglect and push tourists away from Quebec because every time they come, no one wants to speak to them.
at the end of the day,
Where's the line?
I don't know.
The line doesn't matter anymore.
Here's what was I gonna say? Yeah, a lot of people think that this is only affecting the English community, but in fact, Bill 96 also has a huge impact on francophones in Quebec who want to go get educated in English from CEGEP onwards, and they are not. They won't be able to. They won't be able to now. One, because they're imposing a limit to the enrollment of
And it's a
all
percentage
English.
limit, right? So it'll just get smaller every year.
And I have one
Exactly.
thing to say because Jorge says Quebec is not a country. They need to understand that the country is bilingual. But if we're being fair, the entire country has not realized that it's bilingual. No one in Canada, including Quebec, Ontario, no one respects bilingualism. This is what I learned.
Well, New Brunswick. New Brunswick is
A little
officially
bit, yeah.
bilingual.
No, but real bilingual because we're supposed to be officially bilingual here too,
mean, they have
and
the
we always
Acadian
have this
population.
stuff.
They-
So I don't know. I would
yeah.
love to go to New Brunswick find out, but the rest I know, like Ontario, they don't speak French.
I'm sure the level of French isn't what it is in Quebec, but officially, New Brunswick is the only official bilingual province.
And
We're
you
only
can't tell me-
bilingual officially across the country on signage.
Yeah,
Official signage.
But
That's it.
actual bilingualism, it doesn't exist here, and you can't tell me it's impossible.
Yes,
because
New
the
Brunswick.
Swiss.
The same way that Quebec is official language is
No. Actual bilingualism
Okay,
that
in
people are
practice.
in practice.
Okay, okay.
Because here we say bilingual too, but there's no real. But I'm saying
I wonder what the
we
percentage
can't
is.
say it's hard to learn these two. First of all, the languages are similar.
I don't know if anyone
The
has
Swiss
ever been
speak
to New
6
Brunswick, let
languages.
us know.
The Swiss speaks like 4 or 6 languages, right?
Yeah.
The Swiss, bro, fucking not to be trusted pirates.
That's why they're not to be trusted.
Speak 6 languages, and you're telling us we can't fucking do it too. So it's not just Quebec that doesn't do the bilingualism. If we're being honest, if you go look at Ontario, I guarantee you their French is probably shit.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there are communities in Ontario which are strictly French speaking.
Forget
I've seen
communities that are holding it
Yeah.
together. I'm talking about as a country, we've done a poor job in
them.
general.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Let's call a spade a
Can I
spade.
just
I
make
think
an
it's because
observation
They haven't
Yeah.
had the necessity
for a second? We're having this debate on YouTube,
Yeah.
an American platform.
Yes.
In English.
Yeah.
Our chat is 85% communicating in French right now.
I love it.
We are the youth will take your fascism
International,
away.
baby.
No, I mean this is it. This is what we're asking for.
Yeah.
We've achieved it on a small scale, right? Now, how do we? Do you need to run? Is that what needs to happen? Like, what's going on here, George? You understand politics better than I do. We've clearly done what the government
Yeah,
cannot.
Mike says, I live on the West Coast, and pretty much everyone here is thinking that if you live on the East Coast and don't speak both languages, you're kind of a little retarded. Yeah, because you have the opportunity to learn
Yeah.
it. It's fucking awesome.
They speak 2 languages out there too, but they speak a more useful language, Cantonese.
Yeah, they speak Cantonese. But I still find it crazy that I'm still talking about West Island, where it's not a word.
It's nuts. It's
like,
nuts.
bro, you live in another. You can learn French here. He's like, I don't know what to do. They go downtown, they lose their shit.
But you know what the
Okay,
thing is, man.
I have a question for you.
Hold on. Let me just.
Well, you've been trying to get it out for a while.
Let me just bounce off
Okay,
what
yeah.
he's saying. We won't forget you. Because you have an MNA sitting in the National Assembly called Greg Kelly. He's from the West Island. And he
Is he
sees the
called
argument
Greg
that
Kelly?
you're making, that you have a lot of people in the West Island that because of the circumstances, they just went to English school and they don't speak a word of French and they're disadvantaged because they would never be able to come and work downtown, for example. You know
bro.
what I mean? And he has been proposing from
Hey,
the
salut,
beginning.
Simon, ça va?
From the
What?
from the beginning of the
What does that
mandate,
mean?
Historic.
Yeah.
Historic.
from the beginning of this mandate, he's been proposing to table a bill that would allow the English communities, like in the West Island, to have free French courses.
Oh, nice.
Because he knows his community better than anyone, and he's saying that
Yeah,
we
we've
want
spoken
to learn
about this.
French. It's just that we've been disadvantaged because of a system that just puts us in an English school and
no
we're left hanging.
That's what I'm
So-
saying. All schools, whether it's English
been-
or French,
and his proposition
100% French and
Wait,
100% English. They
hold-
need to
hold
know
on.
both fucking
I have a
languages.
and the
question.
government has kept just ignoring, just
Question?
refusing him tabling that.
Can Anglos not go to French school if they want to? Of course they can. I have the document that says I can study in English, but if I wanted to, I could have gone to French school.
Yeah, by choice.
You can always, by choice.
But all your friends, everyone who lives around you is going to one school board. You're not going to send your kid to another one.
In my example, bad example, because literally all my friends went to French school. My parents are like, yeah, we're going to send you to this random neighborhood you've never been to.
That's what I'm
Go
saying.
Here.
Because you had the paper to go there, but they weren't going to arbitrarily be like, you're not going to continue where we went. Like, as far as your parents are concerned, they did one system, you continue that system. They didn't take you out of it to put you
They
somewhere
took my
else.
sister out of it.
How come?
My mom always says that her biggest fear, because their French isn't great. It's better now, but when I was in high school, my mom, especially her French, was bad. It's my mom's birthday, by the way.
Happy
Mom.
birthday, Tula.
Oh, happy birthday.
So they sent me to English school because my mother was concerned that if I got into trouble, she wouldn't be able to communicate with the administration comfortably.
that's
She
funny.
speaks French, but it's pretty West Island, her French, even though we're not from the West Island.
Yeah.
My sister, on the other hand, they're like, Phil speaks French, no problem. Send her to French school. They sent her to private French school. I got
Ooh.
sent to public English.
What were you gonna say, Poseidon?
Oh, I was gonna ask you guys if you guys were to choose any 6 languages, and you can cap at six, right?
Okay.
Okay. Any 6 languages that you would love to be able to speak
To master.
fluently.
Do we
to
include the
master?
ones we already speak?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Any 6 languages? I would say right now. I would say obviously English, French, Greek. I don't
Yeah.
want to lose any
Yeah,
of those.
no, me neither.
I would like to. I would like to be masterful in Spanish, Italian,
Italian. No, you speak Spanish. Don't waste the language.
and
on
no,
Italian.
Spanish, Italian, because Spanish is more like a me gusta marijuana, but Italian is more like barabu barabi pa. I like that. Okay.
Yeah, but between
and
French-
last one,
that's a waste.
Cantonese. Bro, how amazing would
I
it
like
be?
that you chose the language of the upper echelon of Chinese society.
Yes,
not
yes.
that dirty
No,
Mandarin.
no.
Have
Can-
you guys-
how cool would that be if I show up with you and we're going? You're like, I don't understand what we're trying to. You'd be like, holy shit! You'd be like, holy shit! You
know what?
And then I'm high fiving Chinese people, bro. That would be amazing.
There's this guy. There's this guy on YouTube. I don't know how.
The polyglot.
No, I don't know how I fell on his videos, and then I just kept watching shit on his channel where he speaks flawless. Either Mandarin or Cantonese, I can't remember. And you see him going. I think he's in New York
Oh, yes,
or whatever.
I've seen him.
And he's going like in. And
he's ordering.
Yeah, to Chinatown. He's like the only white guy in the middle of all these Chinese people, and he has the menu, and he's like, "Oh, thank you very much. I'll get the menu." So he's looking at, it, and then when the waitress comes to take his order in like a perfect Cantonese, and everyone like you just
Everyone turns like, what the fuck?
What's going on?
Who's this white guy? No, okay, so
But this
English
is gonna start becoming more common.
English,
Okay, Phil,
Greek,
what are yours?
English, Greek, and French I keep. I would prefer French from France.
No, I
'cause
hate
feel,
it.
I feel like it's. I prefer.
They
it.
say stuff like meuf,
Okay, but
mec.
not-
Okay, you're talking.
like
hold
Meg.
on. Not culturally the way people speak.
Okay, fine.
Just
English,
knowledge
French,
of
and
a
Greek,
language. Here's the
keep.
thing:
English,
French
French,
in
keep
France and French here. Well,
We can
it's the same
communicate. You're right.
language.
You're
Yeah,
right.
it's
you're
the same
right.
language. Yeah.
You're right. Okay, Spanish 1000%, but Iberian Spanish. I'm just be serious. Mandarin, and I want to say Arabic because it's probably useful. But I also really want to speak Japanese because I think it's a cool.
I like Japanese too. It's hard. I don't know.
But I'm gonna choose Arabic.
interchangeable.
Arabic-
Japanese or Italian. I might switch one or the other.
Arabic, yeah, you're wasting it on Italian because if you speak French and Spanish, you can pretend to boppity boop.
I could pretend, but I would like
And
to
Greek, those three
actually.
languages you
I
speak
get you.
I
Italian,
would
right?
love to boppity boop.
I get you because
I
my
can
my
boppity boop
six,
a little bit.
What are your
Just a-
6, George?
just a poke.
So obviously Greek, French, and English, you keep them.
Yeah.
I speak a little bit of Spanish, so I mean there I would perfect it. And then the other 2 remaining,
He just understands commands for cleaning the house and repairing things.
I feel like I want to put Russian in there.
Ooh.
I feel like I want to put Russian
Just in
there.
case we're going to war, right? You want to know what they're saying.
I feel like I want to put Russian in there.
I feel like Russian, you only need 20 words and you're okay though. Between like davai and a few other handful of kurva blet and shit, you're good.
And the
I'd love to see if we had more options to choose more Balkan languages, because the Slavic languages, because I think they're interesting.
But if you know
they're not
Russian,
useful.
I think if you know
Exactly.
Russian, pretty much you can get along.
I think I
No,
can get away with
basically.
any
Yeah, yeah.
Slavic. I could go in there and be like, some steakovski, patatovski. Let's go.
Lukanko.
Batatovski.
And they all speak a handful of Greek words up there,
Yeah,
so you're
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it's true because Greece is an influential part in that world. We forget that.
They
But in
come
that-
for work, right?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
come for. So they speak Greek. They know the culture. They know the
Yeah, in
music.
terms of economies,
that's
Greece
the
is the cream of
weirdest
the
thing
crop.
I've ever
And then
experienced.
my
Is
sister-
here is Romanians here
Yoga.
knowing Greek. Yeah, Greek
Ime
music.
yellow
What the
blue.
fuck? Why do you Romanians know it? Like, because culturally.
And then my sixth language would probably be Australian English.
Why? That's not a
Australian
language.
English.
I'm just joking.
No, you know what?
Probably some
Russian,
Asian
Arabic.
You mean prison English?
Yeah. Penal English.
By the way, in Cuba now, there's been a lot more Russian people going.
Just now.
Not just now, but like
From the time
they have,
Castro took
Yeah,
over.
yeah.
You know what's wild? When I
Yeah,
go to
like
Rhodes,
it was a fucking communist state.
This is the first time I see the signs in Russian. No?
They
So I
started
saw-
putting signs up in Ruski.
they're writing in fucking backwards English. Interesting.
Yeah.
But somebody
Normally
said
you
Hindu in
you
the
see
chat.
Spanish. Sorry to cut you off, Phil. Spanish, English, and that was it. Now you're seeing Spanish, English, Russian.
Hindu, I don't feel it necessary
Olga,
because
stop it.
most Indians that I know, even that come from India,
It's Punjabi.
They speak English.
They speak English. I
Yeah,
can communicate
yeah.
with them, so I don't need that.
No, but
in
the
China,
main language in
No, I know,
South
but I'm
Asia
saying-
is Punjabi. I think.
no, I know, but if I go there,
it's spoken everywhere pretty
because of the English that they were there, if I go there, I'll be able to communicate in English
Yeah,
with
yeah,
a good
yeah.
majority, with a good amount of the
much.
people.
Or Urdu maybe. Yeah.
But if I go to China, dude, if I go to rural China, nobody speaks fucking shit except China. So if I Chinese, so if I don't know how to speak Chinese, I'm fucked. So that's why I want to know how to
No,
speak.
Chinese. I feel like Arabic is going to become more and more important in our generation. But Russian, and I like Russian. Like it's a cool sounding language.
It is very cool.
It's like space backwards talk. It's so cool.
The Ukraine? Yeah.
It's all cool. It's
No,
cool.
phonetically,
It's
yeah.
phonetically aggressive. Like
Yeah, it could be fun to learn.
Suka.
But now I'm going back to Japanese. I gotta learn Japanese.
Japanese is cool.
Don't you feel like you become like a sage? Like you become like
I feel wiser.
Yeah,
Yeah.
every time you walk in, they're like, Pantelis.
Muruguru Managato. Oh man.
Yeah, I would love to learn.
What's a random language that is not useful but you think is interesting?
Any African click language.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's insane.
That is interesting.
That I would like to learn. But that must be, I think if you didn't grow up in it, it must be too difficult.
Yeah, I feel like you'd never fully comprehend it. You could try.
I'd be like, what's the difference between this click and that click? And they're like, you fucking idiot.
What's
It's a
the
different
difference between
click.
blue and yellow, bro?
Yeah, exactly. That's what would happen, yeah. Because you might not
I
have the
would
ear
pick
for it.
a-
Because none of our languages are click languages. So
No.
we don't have the ear for it.
I want to learn that weird fucking Icelandic whistle language. They have like the indigenous people that live in the north of Europe. They have this weird language that half of the vowels are like there's like weird whistles.
Speaking of indigenous, I would have liked, but there's not one language. There's no like native Canadian
Yeah.
language. There's not one. They all speak like a little different. But it would have been nice to know one.
You grab one from the Algonquin family tree of languages
like
because they're
Cree
inter-
or
Yeah, like
Inuktitut
Cree or something. Like
yeah,
one.
Those are all part of the. If I'm not mistaken, the Algonquin family.
One. If I could learn just
Yeah.
one of those, that would be cool too.
Yeah.
I wish I spoke English like natives did in American movies. I mean, that's the coolest way to speak English.
What do you mean?
Hey, rain come. You know that like slow fake.
You could speak that now.
I
It's just
shouldn't though.
English.
I just shouldn't. I'll get beaten up.
No, why? People just get mad because every
I want
fucking
to think-
sentence takes too long.
The ancestors for this hamburger. Like I just think it's a cool way to talk.
But I think that's
wish I had
because
a heavier
I
Greek
think that's because
accent.
if you knew the native language, that's kind of how it
Their
sounds.
structure works.
That's yeah.
I'm not even sure if that's true. If it's a Hollywoodism.
No,
though.
no, I think it is because
it?
Greeks too. If you listen when they have an
Yeah,
accent,
but
they
I've
speak.
met native, like indigenous Canadians. They don't speak like that at all. I've never met one that speaks that way.
Really?
Ever? Maybe it's an
I've met.
American, like more southern thing.
I've met a few that speak like that. Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's fucking
Yeah.
cool.
By the
Because to
way-
me, they're always like, "You have any money?" Like that's what they.
Oh,
tell
you're just
us.
talking about crackheads, bro. That's different. That's not the same. Bro.
Nobody
That's
laughed
not-
at my mean joke.
The 10 most spoken languages, fun fact.
Oh, okay.
are
I like this.
English is number 1 still. Mandarin is second. Third is Hindi. Fourth is Spanish. Fifth is French.
Ooh,
Fifth is
top
French.
5, baby.
Yeah. Sixth is Arabic. Seventh is Bengali.
Bengali. That's the.
Eighth is Russian.
Ooh.
Ninth, believe it or not, is Portuguese.
I believe
Well,
in Brazil,
Brazil.
bro.
Yes, Brazil. Yes.
But you don't need to learn Portuguese. You just speak Spanish and lisp. You're okay.
You just angrily speak.
Yeah.
Yeah. And 10th, Indonesian.
Indonesian.
They have a language called Indonesian.
Well, because you're going with a population.
Yeah, there's
right?
just so many of them.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. How many people speak?
Where was English
Indonesian.
on that list?
Number 1.
Oh, was it number
English
one?
number one.
Yeah.
Still?
Yeah, baby. Everybody speaks. That's what I'm telling you.
Everyone speaks
Interesting.
English.
You go to Japan, they're like, oh, hi, you American celebrity. You know, like you anywhere, yeah. You go to an Arab country, it's the same thing. They're like, 9/11, McDonald's. They all, everybody knows it's
Do you
true.
not speak any Arabic at all? Have you not picked up any?
I picked up a bit.
A little bit?
Yeah, I
you
could
can
say-
communicate?
Yeah, I could say.
You
stuff.
embarrass me that you don't speak Spanish properly.
Like Dano had taught me back in the day. Like I would say, what do I say? Like Ana Yunani. That's I'm
you're Greek, yeah.
Yeah. And then like it depends what I'm talking about. Like let's say when I first met, I think Emil, I was like, Ante Lebanese. And he's like, how do you know I'm Lebanese? I go, I know how to say something.
I like the word for Lebanese in Arabic. It sounds like a weird drink. Oh, I love Lebanese. Like, it's
I like learning. I like learning
Me
different
too.
languages. The funnest thing.
Just enough to confuse people. Like when you speak a few words, like I'm Romanian, I'm like, it's your fudge. And they're like, what the fuck? And they're like, you Romanian? I'm like, no, I'm just Greek. And they keep speaking. I'm like, that's all I knew. And then I always end it with La Multiani.
You go to German. You
Means
never been to Germany. You could do that.
I know German. I
Shut up.
I took German in high school for
So
like
he
3
doesn't
years.
really know German.
No, bro, Germany's where you could anything you do if you're about to get in trouble, just point to any stranger and be like, Yoden.
What's the stupid word for German in German for pencil? Guggenschreiber? It's Guggenschreiber.
Oh, I used to
Das ist mein Guggenschreiber. It's Pipifax.
That's so funny. What was the word again?
Yoden.
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 You
Oh
did
my
not-
god.
No, Yoden is Dutch for Jew.
It's the same shit, bro.
It's Juden. in
Juden,
German.
whatever. I don't
Juden.
think any of these
That's
languages.
what they used to call Ajax, the soccer team. Yoden. That was their
Yeah.
nickname, yeah.
Hey, since we're
I
on a
knew
lighter,
in Arabic something like I think it's a shulak ya'iri means like.
why are you shaking your dick?
Yeah, why did you do that?
Suck my
You
dick.
guys
or
can't see, but he's like this when
Yeah,
he's
like,
saying it.
or like it's the bay. What was the bay?
So this is my dick.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think
si-
it's
Yes, I know. People think I don't know. I know a bit, bro. None of it good, but I
I
know
know
a bit.
handfuls of words in every language I've ever come across.
So look, since we're on a lighter tone, I sent you something. Don't open it. Open it when I tell you.
When I tell you.
we got our little anonymous friend sent us some another crucial bit of information over here.
Oh, it's gonna be stupid
George
again.
setting up jokes is so
very
sad.
very
He takes too long.
very grateful. He's saying very grateful for that tip you gave him on the stock tip you gave him on that
Hot stock
satellite company.
What tip
That
did I give anyone?
Yeah,
Oh,
that sent
George.
he sent
is gonna be a dad joke.
as an investor. He got this satellite image feed that you
God.
can maybe play it.
George,
Poseidon.
get to it.
Just get to it.
I don't know if you've downloaded it.
Destroyed the flow of the show, George. I blame you, Alex.
I'm just gonna say one thing.
I know it was games.
Comedy is not for everyone.
No.
While we're waiting this summer, if you're not bilingual, you're not gonna have fun. But if you do speak French, I'm everywhere, all over the festival. You could catch me twice at Place des Arts doing my hour. Pantelis, the last of the real ones, or Le Dernier de Vrai. There you go. July 21st or July 23rd, and on July 28th. Les Rebelles, which is the French Nasty Show, hosted by me, with a bunch of guests that have been announced, some that have not been yet, and one that will not be announced. It'll be a special guest that night. So special, just that guest alone, you're going to be like, oh, fuck. I would have paid double for this.
Where do we get tickets for this?
hahaha.com.
I have to say, before we move on to this catastrophe of a car crash, seeing you post that it was with you, like Anime Pal, right here,
What do you mean?
It choked him up.
choked me up.
Why?
Choked him up.
Just see it. I was happy.
Greeks are doing things. You know what? Phil is the only
Only Daily
Greek
Stars.
in the Greek community. Like that was
Yeah,
that's
I'm the
in the
last
Greek
one. I
community.
killed them all.
In the Greek community, who actually shares my triumphs. He's like, look at this, a Greek guy's doing stuff.
But we're friends. I mean, it's
No, you do it for other people too. You whenever you see like a Greekster doing
Oh,
stuff,
yeah,
you're like,
I
look,
try.
doing stuff. Others, not so much. I'm saying that. Am I
I
right,
live by
Poseidon?
my dad's code, which was we should be more like the Jews.
Yeah.
Like we should support each other.
You're
and
right,
fight,
actually.
and fight in secret. Yeah, Bill knows what's up. Let's
in
do
secret.
this. Let's get it over with.
Okay.
I hate you, Gapes.
Oh, fucking Gapes.
Is there sound?
Spot
shit.
satellite.
It's Poseidon pissing. POS Overwatch.
Look at
What's
the
happening?
Alabama thing.
What is this?
This is the satellite image feed that he got.
But he's going behind the satellite.
Yo, but I'm gonna grab that image and cut it into the. What's
Is that
happening?
Crete? Where is that?
Where is that?
That's
not
Cuba.
Crete. That's Cuba.
Why are you trying to bamboozle me with half the fucking watermelon, right?
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no! Poseidon, what were you doing to that pauvre dolphin?
Oh, there's more. There's more.
I thought it was done. Oh, that's Montreal.
That's us. That's the studio. We'll give him the address.
Oh, what the hell?
Oh. He fingered it. Look.
Oh,
look,
yeah,
look.
he did.
He slipped through the finger.
That's when you slipped the finger.
That was the most unfortunate setup for a good gag I've ever seen. George, you apologize to Gibbs right
sorry,
now.
bro.
He worked really hard on that. Harder than he should have, probably.
Oh my goodness.
Oh no, I gave bang these out in like 30 seconds.
Yeah, he texted me last night. He goes, "I'm up to something." I'm like, "Oh no."
Yeah, Gapes is a super villain. I like him.
Bro. So yeah, so because
Oh, man.
that's footage that I have of
Of you fucking sexually harassing a fucking.
because the
That was
dolphin-
footage the authorities in Cuba
'cause
took.
one of the stuff was you guys try to pick up the dolphin, right? She's gonna lie down in your arms, but you need to be 4 people because the
So you
dolphin is
reached under
very,
and you fingered
the
her
dolphin
blowhole.
is very heavy. So you had, bro. I tried to pick up that dolphin. Told you very heavy, not possible, even in the water.
Yeah, what do you say? 400 pounds?
440 pounds.
Really?
So you went on top.
Dolphins are big, bro.
Of course.
Giggity, giggity.
We had
Whoa, that was good
Thank
dolphin
you.
sound.
Thank you.
we had
One of my hidden talents.
I think either Cuba or in Colombia. Went with my wife. I can't remember. There was like this like dolphin thing, whatever, and it stank. I never understood how people get in that fucking water to play with dolphins.
Sounds like something that
What are
happens
you
in
talking
Colombia.
about? It's so much fun.
Yeah, okay.
I gotta say that I tweeted it this morning, but I know you didn't bring it up, so you know there's been a lot of shootings as usual.
Yeah.
Many a shooting.
It's like teacher shares sad reality of life in U.S. schools, hiding spots to avoid shooters, and she's showing where she would hide, all that and that. But am I wrong? Shouldn't that be kept a secret?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The fact that she's sharing it means
Absolutely.
she's getting shot.
Did you
Because those
see,
wooden doors aren't going to stop bullets. It's like, what the fuck? Why are we showing this? We shouldn't be.
I
This
actually
is
saw
the
this
worst
really
plan ever.
cool thing on Shark Tank that they're going to try and sell to schools. It's some kind of like fail-safe mechanism for classroom doors.
Yeah.
So if an active shooter enters the building, that class, it's like one switch and the door's locked down.
Interesting.
I'm like, that seems like a good idea. I wish I had come up with it. Be rich.
Also, because no one's listening to my cries for help of telling people there's a mental health problem. No one
Oh,
takes
yeah,
it
we
seriously.
know.
They started going race again. They go, it's only mental health if it's white. I go, no. So then
There's crazy
another,
black folk too.
but that's what I'm saying. There's a black guy right now. Let's see. Girl 16 stabbed in apparent unprovoked broad daylight attack. She's just standing there. A guy goes behind her, stabs her in the back. Again,
Did she snitch?
mental health problem.
Absolutely.
We need to address it. Or let's not. Let's blame knives. Let's just ban knives.
Well, now that you're talking about gun control, because on Monday Justin Trudeau came out with.
Let me summarize this in a
he's
great
go-
meme that
he's
I
going
saw,
to be-
George. Let me help
yeah.
you with setup because you struggle. Basically, the question to Trudeau was, what are we doing about the economy? And Trudeau said, hang on, no more handguns. That's basically what happened.
Well, here's what
He's
happened.
answering questions no one's asking.
First of all, he backpedaled because if you guys remember last year, I think, or a year and a half ago, he came out. His idea of controlling arms was to leave that responsibility to the municipalities. If you guys remember, right?
I vaguely remember something,
And
yeah.
Montreal came out and said, "What the hell are you talking about? We cannot assume the responsibility of something that is a national issue."
Yeah, we got
so
rid of the bikes.
on
We got
Monday,
bicycles.
I'm glad that he took a step back and realized that he's an idiot. So he's going to be tabling a national policy on gun control. Now, look, I don't think he's really hitting the target on this one. Like, I mean, he's kind of hitting around it, but he's avoiding the main target, which is the illegal arms coming into Canada. And he's just addressing,
Those don't hurt anyone, though. It's only the legal ones.
yeah, right.
So the ones that haven't shot people.
Statistically, that's not the case, guys. For everyone listening,
Of course, it's not. You have to be an imbecile.
We're joking.
That's like the.
for the benefit of
I just
people
want you to.
watching.
I want you to look up at that screen for a second. See where it says the morning show, right? The breakfast of champions, right? On top, notice next to his name it says comedy. Pantelis. Yeah.
We're gonna make yokes.
So this is
I got yokes.
So this is
I'm
what
gonna
he's,
go pee.
so this is what he's suggesting: a national freeze on importing, buying, selling, or otherwise transferring handguns with very limited exceptions. So basically, people that already have them, purchase them legally, you won't be allowed to sell them or transfer them or.
Yeah. You're the bad. If you follow the law, you're bad.
But not just that, he's reacting to something that happened in another country.
because he's destroying the back. Can you?
He's reacting to something that happened in another country.
Yeah, he's amazing, and also
This is insane.
he's reacting to
Well,
something that
I
he
mean-
kept referring. He kept referring to assault weapons. If you remember, he kept saying assault weapon, assault weapon, assault weapon, and then saying these assault rifles they're not necessary, and then said that's why we're putting a ban on handguns. But those are two different things. What the fuck are we? Because by that, if you're saying because you can assault someone, then everything is a possible assault weapon.
So I mean, look. So it's also going to suggest an automatic removal of gun licenses from people committing domestic violence or criminal harassment.
So two things there. I'm kind of okay and not okay because depends what it is. Like, should you be allowed to remove someone's license because they told someone to go fuck themselves?
You fall in kind of like a gray zone. Like, what gives you the right? I mean, it's what you're saying. What makes someone unstable? Are you going to require a psychiatric evaluation, or like, can you just unilaterally go in and say, "Oh, domestic violence, let's remove your like"?
So the only people allowed to have guns are going to be the government, which is always, as we've seen the past 2 years, just trustworthy. They always follow science and they always care about our rights.
Yeah. So the other thing,
and criminals,
they're going to increase.
That's the only people allowed to have guns.
Yeah, so
that's going to make everything safer.
Yeah, so all the regular people are going to get bamboozled.
You know how many regular people think that is safety though? They just close out. Just let them have the gun.
It's
Like,
because they're dummies.
they're dummies, yeah.
So,
But also, here's the thing. I don't blame them because they didn't really grow up in reality. You know what I mean? They didn't grow up knowing that criminals are going to get guns anyways. You know, they didn't grow up with that notion.
Yeah, it's the illegal firearms are the problem he's saying. But people are so... They think if you just make it illegal, it's going to stop. Does everybody here think that shooting up kids is legal? That's completely illegal.
Yeah. And all the guns that have they've committed crimes with in Canada, let's say, are illegally acquired. You can't commit a crime with a legally acquired gun, bro.
Yeah, you can.
Well, you could, but people don't do it.
Because they're going to catch you right away, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So people just don't do it. So all the guns that crimes are committed with are illegally acquired.
That's what he said. It's statistically, we know.
Yeah, exactly.
The problem is the vast majority of people
But
who watch the news don't know this. They hear gun.
I mean, look, I'm outlining a bunch of things, and none of them have to do with arms trafficking, unfortunately, right?
None of them have to do with arms trafficking?
So look, no, nothing. So they want to increase maximum penalties for gun smuggling and trafficking to 14 years from 10 years.
Wow.
But that, I mean, you gotta
Wow.
catch the guys.
That's so strict, bro.
You know what I mean?
For a while, they added 4 years, bro.
Authorize the disclosure of information about gun license holders to police if reasonable grounds to believe license is being used for straw purchasing and firearms trafficking.
Bro, these are the same. This is the same government that was putting people in jail and punishing kids for smoking or selling weed. And then when it realized they could make money, like, oh, we can make money off this shit. We're drug dealers too now.
The other
like,
ones-
get the
Guns are
fuck out of
cool.
here, bro.
They want to pass something like to require long gun magazines to be permanently altered so they can never hold more than 5 rounds.
What if there's 6 fucking bucks coming at you?
But what if you have to fight the Canadian military? You need more than 5 rounds.
Hold on, they want to what? Sorry, alter what?
Yeah, so
The gun,
they can't
the
hold more than
magazine.
5 rounds in a magazine.
That's
Yeah.
impossible. You can't do that.
Yeah, you
that's
can.
what the-
You have to
People
alter the
yeah,
magazine,
you
yeah.
have to alter the magazine. You never seen those like extended clips and shit?
Yeah, people just
Yes,
start buying
but-
aftermarket clips. That's
Yeah.
all that are
Yeah.
illegal.
That's what he's saying. Is they don't want that to happen. He says that's got to be illegal because you could turn a gun that's not supposed. Like you could, let's say you have a handgun. Let's say the cops have to come, the SWAT team, they know how to handle you. Because like, he has 5 shots or whatever. But if your handgun, for some reason, you have 37 or you've modified, you know, that's why it's hard for them to handle.
Real. I've seen those in movies where they have those long clips on handguns.
You
and
could
they
do
end up
that-
being semi-automatic. Like,
Oh yeah, they have a
That's a different thing. But the long clip, you can do the long clip.
Yeah,
Yeah,
80 round
But they're
clips,
illegal.
80 rounds.
80 rounds.
Yo,
It's a
80
drum.
rounds for a handgun?
It's called the drum. Yeah.
It's going to take forever.
No,
But,
it shoots fast. It empties out in like fucking 8
No,
seconds.
a handgun.
Yeah, yeah.
Just a regular handgun.
He's talking about
Not
handgun.
semi-automatic.
I've seen these.
So
I
why
didn't
would it
know-
shoot faster?
It's a machine pistol, actually.
That's what I'm saying. It's a different gun he's
yeah.
talking about, yeah.
Well,
Because
no,
a
it's-
handgun, whether you have 100 bullets or 5 bullets, it still fires at the same rate. You just have more
Isn't a
firing
handgun
rate.
like, I'm not a weapons expert, obviously, but
Yeah.
isn't a handgun technically a semi-automatic weapon because you don't need to cock it each time?
Well, it depends on the handgun, but no, it's not.
I don't mean like a
se-
revolver.
I mean, everything is technically semi-automatic because
Yeah.
you're not actually.
I don't know what
taking your
defines-
finger and pushing the bullet. You have to
Yeah.
pull the So everything is technical. If you want to go that route, technically everything's kind of automatic.
And then the final thing that they have.
I
here
think they
is-
mean if you have to let go, and you have to shoot again, it's not considered.
Oh,
it's
maybe
if you have
yeah.
to hold on
You
and you
have to
could
pull
fire
it.
more than one round, then it's
Right,
considered.
right,
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Have
And
you
then
ever fired a gun, by the way?
I have fired many
Yeah?
guns.
How
yeah.
did you feel about it? Did
I
you
like-
enjoy the experience?
Yeah, guns are fun. Yeah.
kinda
Well,
thrilling. It's a bit
the
of a
first
rush.
thing was a shotgun, and I actually hurt myself because I didn't hold it properly. I was young.
kickback,
yeah,
I
the
was
kickback.
the kickback was
recoil.
hard. But yeah, dude, as long as I mean, look, two things. Number one, for just in general, if you're an adult and you're going to a shooting range, whatever,
Yeah.
no fucking problem. Enjoy it. But
Enjoy
it's
it,
a thing that humans created. It's everything is dangerous in the wrong hands, like cars as well. But if you could have
Fuck,
fun,
even democracy is.
and the second one, if you do want to protect democracy, there's no way in hell that the citizenry doesn't have weapons and the state only does, and the criminals. That's crazy to me.
it seems pretty wacky.
Yeah, that's crazy to me. Yeah.
Like it's a weird. I've never taken in any of our conversations about gun control. I've never, because we've had these many times, right? We've been doing shows together for what, 4
Yeah.
years now, 5.
I think because of the times, there's a bigger population. Let's say in the States, right? Everybody had it. It's normal. But because the population's so big, the mental problems are so vast. I think it's not gun control, but I think there should be some regulations right now where, number one, if you're in a state where it's 21 over to drink, you shouldn't be able to get a gun at 18.
can
That
agree
already
with that,
doesn't
yeah.
make sense. But also, because of where we're at, do some kind of evaluation. Make sure the person's not on pills. Make sure they pass a psych eval. Make sure they don't have a criminal. Little things like that. To me, it makes perfect sense.
But in the
Because this kid that did the Uvalde school 2 years ago, they arrested him
Yeah, I
because he
remember.
said when he's 18, he's going to shoot up a school. So
he was just waiting.
he waited. He turned 18. 1 week later, he bought those guns that day. A week later, he shot up school. So that means that the police didn't. The police is the biggest fuck up here. Are the cops? They try to blame the teacher. They said one of the teachers that got killed, she opened the door, or whatever.
Yeah.
They're trying to pass the blame,
Who
but they're the
manages
ones.
that in the United States. Like which law, which wing,
Body.
which body? Thank you. Of law
Manages what?
enforcement manages like clearing gun sales.
I thought it's its own thing. I have no idea.
Is it its own thing?
Yeah, I don't think the cops do it. But I'm just saying. So they didn't monitor the kid
And
when he's
here?
18.
Who does it here?
I
Yes, too?
personally,
Yeah.
bro, if
Yeah.
I was in charge there, the second that
the
happened.
RCMP, sorry, RCMP.
Oh, they're
You
same.
keep a note in your files. Yo, follow this kid when he turns 18. See, this kid bought 2 fucking rifles when he turned 18. So they weren't following him. Then when it happened, they waited for 50 minutes outside. And they're like, well, we're not going to get shot.
it was more. It was
And-
more.
That's
It
a
was,
whole other fucking thing.
And then,
It was
you
like
know,
around over 40 minutes, I think, before
what I said,
they
50
actually.
minutes.
Oh, 50. I heard 15.
no,
Right.
50 minutes.
50
50 minutes. It was almost
minutes,
an
yeah.
hour. And then the guy that went in was an off-duty border patrol guy.
Yeah.
And
Schultz
he
did a good piece on
He
it.
went in against the authority.
Yeah.
He's like,
I
fuck
read
these
stuff where
bitches.
parents ran
They
in.
tried.
Yeah,
They
one
tried.
lady. You saw that? I shared her. Fucking badass woman. They
you see that
they
little
handcuffed
girl
her.
who
At
told
first,
her
they tied her
story?
arms.
Yeah.
They said, it's illegal. You're
No,
gonna
but
get
there
in
was
trouble.
another guy. I heard that he was getting a haircut.
They-
and he got the thing, and he got his barber's gun, and he
Yeah,
ran.
but
Yeah.
the mom, they
That was the guy
actually
you're talking about?
no,
That was
the
the guy-
mom, they handcuffed
yeah,
her.
yeah.
Then when they let her go, she went around, climbed the fence, went in, took her 2 kids, and fucked off.
But what you're saying about
Did she?
Yeah, it's a little badass. Yeah.
But what you're saying about the social media thing, because there was a tweet that came out, and I'd love to remember who it was so I can give them credit. And she made an excellent point. She's like, I post something about boobies or whatever, and automatically Facebook fucking flags it and removes it. And
Yeah.
this guy put something about going into a school and shooting kids, and it was up there for what, a day or two, and nothing, nobody, there was no flags, nobody was warned.
100% correct.
Where
100%
was it
correct.
posted? Do you know?
He posted shit on Facebook. He had these different
Like a
chat
day
rooms.
DMing
before, 2
someone.
days
He was
before.
DMing a girl in Germany.
Yeah,
and
they're
then when
not
she
to be
realized
trusted.
who it was, because she saw the news, because he was sending her messages, I just shot my grandma in the face. I'm going to show up to school. When she saw the message, she thought he was fucking around, and then she saw on TV. She's like, "Oh fuck, it's that guy." So she reached out to a friend in the States so that they could connect her to
Yeah.
a police department to give them whatever info.
How
she had.
crazy is that? Like, you remember that murder that happened in Park Extension with that Indian guy?
Which one?
I told you
You'll
the
have to be
story. It
more
was like last
specific.
year, yeah. And the guy called his family in India. He FaceTimed his
remember
family,
this.
telling them that he just killed his wife and a daughter or whatever. And the family called the cops, and that's how they ran to get him. Or I think he jumped off a bridge or something. I can't remember,
remember how that ended at
how it
all.
ended.
By the way, it didn't looking good for the police in the past 2 years.
No, not
Here?
In general.
Yeah.
Well, people are learning something now that
We need them.
title does not dictate behavior.
Yeah. Well, 'cause you-
Just because you have a title doesn't mean there are plenty of comedians, Poseidon, that call themselves comedians that are garbage.
No.
There are politicians who don't take it seriously. They don't work for the people. They siphon money. They fuck you over. They just want power. There are nurses that are amazing. There are nurses that are shit. Speaking of nurses that are shit, bro, I saw a fucking statistic. God damn, dude, this is fucking hilarious. Because at first I didn't get it. I thought they were honoring doctors,
Okay.
and then because of the way the photo is, and then I realized it's like no, they were actually angry. So yeah, you're gonna check this out. I love these silent moments. Holy shit, eh? But that also shows you, humans are humans, bro.
Well, yeah, I
We're
mean-
prone to error.
That's a weird.
What was the video?
251,000 lives, and it goes on the latest estimate found approximately 251,000 lives are claimed each year because of medical error. About 9.5% of all deaths annually in the United States. The staggering number is higher than deaths caused by stroke, accidents, or Alzheimer's altogether.
Jesus.
Oh shit!
That's scary.
Because we're humans, we make errors. It happens.
Of course.
Yeah.
But for some reason, we have this weird notion where if someone has a title in their field, they can't make an error, which number one puts a lot of pressure on them, and number two gives us this weird fantasy, like a reality that's not real.
Yeah.
Like that woman, I'm so proud of that fucking lady who realized, she's like, the government, the cop handcuffed me. They said what I'm doing is illegal. It's a crime. They're not going to help. Fuck authority. I'm saving my kids. That's why that woman is a fucking hero, because she realized, she's like, fuck these bitches. I'm going in.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're full of shit. It's not like, tell me where it's illegal to do what she did.
Oh, they're going to say it's obstruction.
Yeah. There's always a way.
Yeah, there's always a way, bro.
What a bunch of retards.
Yeah.
I mean, there's
But
a
speaking-
fine line between round up a posse and just hope the cops do everything, right?
many-
There's some in between that has to exist.
But there were so many things wrong with the way they.
I just can't
they
believe
approached
the
this issue.
SWAT team was there and waiting. What are you waiting for? Like, there's still shots going off. There's kids crying.
There
Yeah, but
was,
they were scared to get shot, they
There,
said.
there was.
That's what they said.
That's the whole. You haven't seen it. The whole thing is like, well, what if we get shot? See,
That's
that's what
your
you hear.
fucking job.
They're kids. If it's you're the kids, we'd rather you get shot, dude. That's the reality.
There
That's
was
what you
a-
signed up for.
There was an interview that day on 98.5.
Imagine firefighters having the same.
Oh, there's fire there. Let's wait till it goes out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start doing that before I go on stage. I'm not going on. Why?
Nobody's
what
laughing.
What if I get heckled?
Nobody's laughing.
If I'm not funny.
What if nobody laughs? Yeah, that's the risk you take, bro.
No, but there was an interview that day on Bernard Drainville there. He's on 98.5, and he was interviewing the police officer that went into Dawson.
Oh, bro, that's another depressing situation.
And he was explaining that the protocol, which I'm assuming is pretty much the same in
Yeah.
the US and in Canada, they follow similar protocols, is the following. He was saying that the first, in situations like this, in school or whatever, the first person on scene has to go in right away. If there's two or three of them, they decide immediately who's in charge, and they go in. That's the protocol. So he
I love that.
could not understand how they just got there, and apparently it was the commander, it was the sheriff.
Yeah,
or
he was
whatever
just chilling.
He was there and he was waiting for special tactical units or whatever. He's saying it's weird. He goes, I'm really looking forward to seeing what the investigation comes up with, because normally the protocol is, in situations like this where it's open fire in schools or whatever, it's first on location, you go in. If you have a small team, you determine who the leader is and you storm.
One thing, by the way, they're being investigated by the.
Yeah, the police are refusing to cooperate.
they're refusing to cooperate, which is
They messed
What
up.
a bitch thing to do.
They messed up. But speaking of police incompetence, I don't know if you're following what's happening over here.
I heard the conspiracies about why it's suspect, and if it's like not a false flag, it really happened. But if the government, it's another planned thing to distract.
think that's what it is.
I don't think that's if. Let's
Seems
say
like inept cops being
it
inept.
seems like an inept cop. If we were to find out that was the case.
Are you talking about those things that came out that apparently because there's a lot of Latino kids going in there?
No. It not like just to distract from the failings of the federal government. Of what's happening.
Shit.
If that were ever proven, but I honestly, personally, I doubt it. It looks like a crazy kid
it's gross
because this kid
negligence. I mean, you
had 2
can't-
years that he was talking about it. But I'm saying if that would ever happen, I think you would see a revolution. I think you would see heads roll if somebody would sacrifice kids so that you could distract
Prove a
them.
point.
But
You
I
mean
don't. But I don't think again. Yeah. But I don't think that's the case. I think it's the case of complete negligence and mismanagement and just laziness. 2 years ago, the kid you bring him in. He tells you what he's gonna do. The day he turns 18, he goes and buys two. No one's monitoring this kid. He said he gave you a timeline.
Had he been
No-
arrested then?
He had been arrested when he was 16. Yeah, no one's monitoring. Like these are simple cop things.
No, simple cop thing is children being fired on. We're outside doing what? Chilling? No, you
But
go
don't-
in.
But don't you find it strange that he was able to purchase these guns?
I like how
That's-
Olga's distract from what? Well, what is happening in the U.S. that we need to distract them?
No, but speaking of police incompetence over here, this week or when was it? Let me get the date. Yesterday or before yesterday, the chief of the UPAC.
So Olga, quick.
Yo.
Apart from the regular inflation, all that shit, also all the shit that's been coming out the last couple of weeks between the Ukraine and Biden, the messages that came out from Hillary when they said, okay, now that Trump's in power, we got to start hiding this because we're going to get exposed. The words used in the emails were exposed. Anyways, because it was all a money laundering scheme. So there's a lot of shit that's been going on that we're not talking about anymore. And magically, we started talking about aliens. last week. Disclosure. They're trying to distract the fuck out of us. But I don't think it's related. I think this was just a chance
I just want to
occurrence.
say because Joker
It's impossible for it to be related because
It could be a happy accident.
that's what for them.
Yeah.
Joker brought something up, which is a nice circle back to our earlier conversation about Quebec culture. There is an episode of 19-2 where
What's
there's
19-2?
it was a cop show in Quebec. They
Nice.
also made an English version. Both good shows.
Is it 19-2?
19-2.
Oh, there's another one, District 31 or District something.
That's something else. No,
Okay.
there was 19-2 and there was 19-2. Both excellent shows, both produced and shot in Montreal. Both of them did a school shooting episode, like an active shooter, and
So
and they
scary.
do these one camera long takes,
So scary.
the whole scene, and to try and show you what it's like to be a cop in that situation. And I agree with what Joker's saying. It must be super stressful,
Oh, of
but
course.
it's still your job.
It's still your.
I just wanted to point out
No
that
one's
like, that's a
saying.
great fucking
No one's saying it's
episode.
not stressful. You show up, there's an active shooter on scene. No one's. But it's an elementary school. You're the one who signed up for it. You signed up for this job, knowing that one day this might happen.
might happen.
The fact that you're like, what if I get shot? And then you're hearing kids get slaughtered. You don't belong in that world. You should get sued. That's crazy. That's huge negligence. We trusted you. We paid you for this.
Yeah. Yeah, you're literally
That's
paid
like
by
a
the
doctor. It's a life-saving thing. You need this doctor. He knows how to do it. He could
Too
save
stressful.
you. Or
No, he's like, oh no.
yeah, he's
I'm,
like it's a
I'm
lot
gonna
of
see
blood.
too much
Though.
blood. Yeah,
It's a little
I'm gonna
disgusting.
see too much
Bro, that
blood.
guy, you put him in jail. You put him in jail. That's crazy shit.
Yeah.
At the very least, higher ups like sheriffs, not the constables, but
Yeah.
someone needs to get fired at the very least. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Speaking of recession, I was at the gas pump again yesterday.
Wow.
Guys, I've spent a lot of money this past week because I had to go to Trois Rivières on
Yep.
Saturday too. This is ridiculous. I honestly, I could see why people are leaving their cars at home and they're like, I'm walking, I'm taking the
Yeah,
bus. It is absurd.
Yeah.
I never noticed, like I never felt like, oh, gas is expensive in my whole life until now.
No. When I got my car 4 years
It
ago,
used to cost me $40 to fill up my
$40.
gas.
It's $100 now.
Bro, I put up 100. It's never full.
Oh no,
It's
100
never full.
Oh, now
100
it costs me. It costs
$100
me,
in my car is just a little over half.
Well, your car's massive.
Never
though.
full. My
We don't
car's not
drive big
massive.
cars.
And you got to put super, eh?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. I've been paying over $2 for at least 4 months now.
I've been paying for it, but I'm like, okay, it's gonna end. It's gonna end. It's gonna end.
It's not
And I'm
gonna
like, yo,
end for a
fuck
while.
Trudeau, bro. Aren't we paying extra tax on the
Also,
gas?
yeah,
we are. It's
Remove that if you
they-
care about the citizenry. Remove it.
They
You
won't.
piece of garbage.
The mileage, the
Or at the very
mileage,
least, flood the market a little bit. Just give a little extra. You have so much reserves.
the amount of mileage we do on a weekly basis
no
for us
kidding.
as well.
I'm a
don't know.
doctor. Now I only do casts.
Nah, I do cats, man.
But speaking of police incompetence and negligence, in Quebec, we're having another issue that just came out a couple days ago, and that's with the UPAC. For those who don't know
Oh, wait,
the
they can't
UPAC,
tell black people from other black people.
no,
What's UPAC?
UPAC is the anti-corruption unit
Yeah.
that was created to look into.
Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah.
They added an extra 11 cents. Sorry.
Today?
I didn't say that sentence right. They added an extra 11 cents of taxes on gasoline.
Today?
Now as of starting April 1st. This was this year.
What a bunch of losers.
Anyways, the UPAC is like this anti-corruption unit that was created to look into, the possible allegations between politicians and people, the corruption on getting public
So a bunch
contracts
of
and bids and all that
people
stuff.
checking on their buddies. Gotcha.
And what's his name again? Hold on. I forgot his name.
The Upacian.
Yeah,
The main guy. I don't remember his name.
Lafrenière, I think. God damn it. I forget his name.
Yeah, some guy.
God damn it. Robert Lafrenière. That's it. So, and there's a lot of shady things that were happening. And if you guys don't recall, back in 2016 or 16 or 17, there was a member of the National Assembly that was arrested. It was Guy Ouellet. He was just arrested by the UPAC on false allegations. They never presented any evidence. There was
What did he do?
What did he allegedly do?
We don't know. We don't know what he did. Apparently, based on what the UPAC said, it was he was used as bait because they wanted to pin someone on the inside. And they're like, who's sharing information? So they got a conversation between Guy Ouellet and one of their guys on the inside, and they trapped him with a fake number to think that it's the guy that he was talking to. Hey, meet me over there. So when he went, they arrested him for no reason.
You're allowed to meet people.
Yeah.
So they seized all
Can't
his
a
stuff.
man meet another man in a dark alley
No, but
without it
was a
being
huge,
gay?
It was a huge scandal because they seized all his stuff, like his computer from the National Assembly, and they have immunity, the parliamentarians over here. And there was
course,
this whole
that makes
issue,
perfect
whatever.
sense, right?
So anyway, there's that, and there was all these things now that are coming out that apparently it was the chief of the UPAC that was leaking all this information to the
kinda
public.
funny.
for his own benefit, because there was always fears that he might get replaced because
So
of
the chief of the
incompetence.
anti-corruption thing was corrupt.
That's what is being,
Nothing more Canadian than that, really.
Yeah. For the last 2-3 years now, there's been a special force of 14 police officers that have been investigating on the UPAC. So you have police officers investigating on police officers about their complete negligence on getting through. They amassed so much information to get through to this corruption mandate, and there's been almost no arrests made. What is that? I don't understand.
What do you
June
mean?
1st, bro.
It's June 1st. So
We got a new thing to care about.
forget about the Ukrainians. It's time for the gays to have their moment.
So anyway, and there's a bunch of examples about stuff that were happening in the UPAC. For example, the arrest of Guioulet, and then
It's a cool name.
Guioulet.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool buddy. He's a good buddy of mine.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's up in Laval.
Is he in jail?
No, he's not in jail. They took him back. He went back. There was a whole thing in the parliament. They
Bring him on the French cast. I want to ask him about his experience.
They did not. He wrote a book about it. Anyways, and let's not forget, in 2017 or 18, right before the Philippe Couillard government, actually the day of the budget, when he was tabling his budget, the UPAC arrests Nathalie Normando, who was the former deputy prime minister under Charest, on all these charges that never amounted to anything. Her reputation was shot, and only last year was she cleared because finally they couldn't table any evidence, or it didn't go through court. And so all these things that are happening, and now we find out that all these things were being leaked possibly by the actual director of the UPAC, and the reasoning they have was because he had nothing to provide as per the work that they were doing, that he just kept finding bullshit things like this to leak to the media so that he can keep his job. In any case, obviously he denies all this, right? So now they're going back into court to see exactly what happened. It's such a freaking mess.
Embarrassment.
It's embarrassing.
Wait, are we paying for this? Is this tax funded?
Of course it's tax funded, man. Of course. What do you think? It's a private industry.
You know what I found out yesterday about the government? How much scumbags they are. So if you have a business, right?
Yeah.
But if something that they need to fix is a little bit, that is the city's, but is a little bit on your business's property, did you know you have to pay for shutting down the street, shutting down the parking meters? You have to pay for
you gotta
the
get permits.
construction. You gotta get all kinds of permits. Did you
If
know
they
that?
need to fix something,
If they need to fix something.
you
Oh,
pay
no,
for
I
it.
don't think so. If it's on public grounds, no.
No, if it's on public grounds, no. But
If some of it's touching your
if some of
property.
it is touching, so if they have a pipe that is on your property, we know this about residential.
Oh,
also,
yeah, they
you
did
know?
this. I know this about
We did
residential.
this
They
to
fucked a few of my
ours.
friends over, yeah.
So if there's a pipe that's broken and it's on your property and they got to break ground that is technically your business's property,
Okay.
you have to pay not just to fix it, but for everything. So because if they got to block out parking meters because you can't park there, you got to pay for the parking meters, the money they would have made. All this shit, bro. So
It's all a scam. But the reason why is because people are very complacent. They just assume the government knows and they just follow the rules and do it. Sometimes, like that mother, you gotta fucking realize this shit doesn't make any sense.
So what's crazy
And
is
do
that-
the right thing.
what's crazy
Yeah,
is,
man.
Revolution.
is the government, between being able to freeze your bank accounts, even if you have
Did
your
you
own
see what they did
business-
yesterday? Scotiabank apologized.
Really?
Like, we're sorry. We were wrong to freeze your account to the convoy.
convoy?
Guy. Yeah. But first of all, if I don't know how smart the convoy go is, the second I would get that, right away I'd get the best lawyer. The second I get the apology. Oh,
Yeah,
you've
but-
admitted that what you did was
Yeah.
false? It was wrong?
100%.
We're going to court, bitch!
Yeah.
That's the first thing I would do.
rich.
I think people are gonna do that.
Some people might, some people
we just
might.
won't see media coverage about
Yeah,
it.
some people might. The government, I hope, the federal government, we need Trudeau out. If Trudeau's out, we need like complete opposition. We need like the Conservatives or something. Someone that's willing to go after them for everything that happened in the last 2 years. Dude, everyone is accountable. Anyone in the chat right now, if they do something the government deems illegal or whatever, they're going to go to jail. They're going to pay fines. Everyone's accountable, it looks like, except for the government employees, like government officials. We need to show that that's not the case in Canada, that we're an actual democratic country. All the shit, the fucking money laundering, the fucking SNC-Lavalin shit, the hating women, the fucking, what was the other one? The Wii scandal. All, bro, the roosters are coming home, bro. The chickens are coming home, or whatever the fuck the saying is. We got, like, something has to happen. So he's got to pay.
100%.
Yeah.
But I wanted to say with this, so between them, let's say they freeze your bank accounts, but let's say you find another way to make money. They can come fuck with your business now, and but this has been since forever. They can come fuck with your business. They can come fuck with your house. They can do whatever the fuck they want. And then if you get upset, now you have no guns.
Yeah, that's another thing.
But that's not only federally,
Welcome to
because
Canada.
and I'm just going to go back to Bill 96 for a second, because the government can actually come into your business if they suspect that.
Oh,
if there's a-
something they said was not going to happen because it
That's
was
a big
rumors.
deal.
Because it was rumors.
BC man among first Canadians approved for COVID-19 vaccine injury payout.
Ooh,
From
that's
the
a
CBC.
That's
a
huge.
fucking bell.
Because they told us there are no vaccine injuries in the beginning.
go.
These are
that's
conspiracies.
a pretty big.
He was,
Did you see
That
the
was good.
AstraZeneca shit I sent?
You got $14. No.
Yeah.
What?
That's a neurological disease,
Yeah.
bro.
I mean, it's a vaccine disease.
What did he get? Sorry?
Guillain-Barré.
Yeah, bro. Did you see the article I sent in the group the other day?
He got that from the vaccine.
Oh, bro, if you get AstraZeneca, it
I saw that, yeah.
it could develop that disease much
I mean,
faster.
a lot of.
But we stopped AstraZeneca a while ago.
Yeah, that's true. But whoever
but
got
I always
it,
thought
Fuck.
Guillain-Barré was. I can't pronounce it.
Guillaume.
It's like a paralysis.
It's a post-viral response from your body, right?
yeah. So basically, it,
So the vaccine can trigger it. All vaccines, I think.
Yeah, you
basically,
could get from a lot of.
what that
You
does
can get it from a cold too. Like
is-
technically anything can give it to you. It's
is
weird.
it tricks your white blood cells into
Attacking your nerve endings or
your
something.
nerve endings, not just nerve endings, into attacking your immune system. So
Fucking
basically,
tricky dicky.
yeah. So basically, I don't know what happens to your white blood cells, but basically your whole immune system and your nerve cells
Yeah,
they turn black.
effectively. What?
Nothing. I was.
I like how Tarmac
basically
says
what
Trudeau got
happens
Astra Z for his first. Yeah, I guarantee you that politicians all waited way longer than what they showed you on
Yeah,
TV.
they didn't get them right away.
If they got them,
I
they
don't buy that
waited.
for a second.
Yeah, they waited a lot longer. They're not
it was just a photo op. It was just
Yeah.
100%. First of all, I'm not even saying it as a nefarious thing. If you're leading a country
You need to be okay.
and something like that, which we were all guinea pigs, it was testing. You can't be dumb enough to jump in and take it, because if there's a problem, now you're all fucked. The leader of the country's fucked. So no, there's no
Yeah,
way
the-
that
the
the leaders
risk
took
is
it.
not
away.
worth it.
The
The
risk is not
calculated
worth.
risk,
Yeah,
what, 'cause-
especially since his wife had already gotten it and she was fine. Like
Yeah.
the risk was
She
not
got
worth
it
it.
from Idris
I
Elba.
understand that. I think it's evil to lie to people, obviously.
So it
but
was
I
weak- it was
understand
in a
that.
weakened state
Yeah.
when she got it
Yeah.
from Idris.
I understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's no way. Yeah.
Idris Elba.
No, but going back to what you're saying
Idris
about the
Elba.
government coming in into your place of business and all that stuff, Bill 96 has like some crazy articles in there where
They just put out a full page in the Gazette, the OQLF, saying that they will not be doing any of those things. We put them in the bill.
Yeah, that's
we're not
how that
gonna do
goes.
that.
Hold on.
right.
Yeah,
it's
I
fucking
remember
hilarious.
Trudeau saying.
can you
I
imagine
remember
that?
Trudeau saying that no matter what, we're a free country. You can't force something against someone's bodily autonomy. Just months prior to forcing people in freezing accounts, that they're not going to take away Canadians' rights. That's not how Canada does things. Yeah, I remember the government does that. Yeah.
If the hypothetically,
No, but imagine-
if the
sorry,
OQLF
yeah.
were to show up here and bang on our door and say we're coming in, you know what I would do, right? I would call the police.
Yeah.
I would call and I'd say there is a paramilitary force at my door trying to gain entry.
I don't know who the fuck these people are banging at
The
my door. bro.
OQLF, I don't speak French.
You're less
If
than
they
the
banged on his door, my friend, they'd get fucking.
It's the wrong door, bro. It's a
but-
private
Their
business.
heads banged against the wall, my friend.
They'll be like a dolphin in the water flipped on its
But
back.
also, it would be illegal. They can't do it because we're not a public business. It's
We're
a
also
private business.
we don't have.
No, it doesn't
they can-
matter.
No, but
Doesn't
we don't have
matter.
enough employees.
Yeah,
We're
exactly.
okay.
That's what I was
We're
and it's a
exempt.
Canadian corporation.
I think I'm gonna bring
doesn't
back
matter.
the French
Of course
section.
it matters.
I don't think
the
so.
OQLF doesn't have power over the federal government of Canada, bro. I'm not a Quebecian. We're Canada. We're international.
I don't know about that.
I'm
Mr.
the
Worldwide.
one who signs my papers. I'm the one who I know that I'm a Canadian.
I
Inc.
know that, but if you're practicing in Quebec, you're falling.
But we're not. It's not an open to the. It's not a public.
Yeah. Anyway,
Either way,
Yeah.
we don't have enough employees. They can't
Yeah.
fuck
yeah,
with us.
that's the main thing.
But I think I'm gonna bring back the French section on my website. I used to have a link that said English français. When
Yeah.
you would click français, it would take you to the subsection of the OQ of the Bill 101 that exempts me from having to operate in French. And someone had told me like, you should take that down. They're gonna get pissed.
No, but imagine having
I
a
would
business
love to
where you
see
have
those
these guys
guys
show
start
up,
walking in.
seize your telephones, like what the hell?
They could seize your cell phone.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what
Yours.
kind
They
of
can seize yours,
You know
but
what
not
kind of physical altercation that would lead to, bro?
They can take yours because you're an incorporated business, and that's a work phone because you write it off. I as an individual business,
Yeah.
being registered but not incorporated, they can't touch my phone. It's personal.
No,
Yours they can take.
It's not. I don't think I have it under the company. I reimburse myself for
Yeah,
it.
yeah, exactly.
Ah, boy,
But,
cost
yeah.
money. I
Yeah.
see what you're doing there.
Yeah.
I don't think you do because of
Nah,
what you
just
just said.
fucking with
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Pepper trail.
So all this shit, people gotta stand up for themselves. They can't just give more and more power to the government. The government are dickheads. They're
are
just people.
making fun of us on
People-
Twitter.
Because it's never
Of who?
gone
Quebec.
Oh, yeah.
Americans are like, what's going on over there?
Yeah, it's dumb. It's embarrassing. But stop giving away all your rights and all your powers and assuming that someone
That's what they
else
released, the
knows
full-page
better.
spread.
Yeah.
Take care of yourselves. Take care of yourselves. You don't want people coming in taking care of you, for you, because you're going to take advantage. Look around you. Look at most of the people that you grew up with, the ones that went into politics. How many of them are douchebags? You know so many,
At
George?
no time has the office. Oh, it doesn't say they're not going to. Oh, no, it does. At no time has the Office québécois de la langue française, OQLF, engaged, nor will it engaged in searches or seizures.
So why have it in the bill?
Yeah.
Is it in the bill, or is that one of those like
No, it's in.
CJAD
It's in.
spread
No,
the lies?
no, it's in.
It's in.
I
The other
think so
thing is,
too.
the other thing that's in is a doctor who, if someone, like even a patient, suspects that the doctor has spoken to the patient in a language other than French, they're allowed to come in. These employees seize the files, look into everything. So basically, some random OQLF employee is allowed to look at your private medical information.
That's insane.
Yeah.
So, but here, La Presse is saying, anyway, La Presse, plusieurs faussetés ont circulé, what does it say here? Quant au effet de la loi sur les communautés anglophones. So they're basically saying, pour connaître les faits, click here, that there's lies being
Yeah.
spread amongst English media.
Ooh.
What's true, though?
Yeah.
They're fighting each
what's
other.
true is what's written on
I
the
had to read
bill.
French
Yeah,
lies.
what's true is what's written on the bill.
Yeah.
What's true is what's written on the bill.
And the other thing, the other shot in the ribs to the immigrants is that you come in as
yeah, the First Nations people, the government took care of them.
Yep.
yeah, exactly. So
They're making us our own
You're-
schools, guys.
you're-
Yeah, yeah.
Residentially.
Yeah, this is amazing. We don't gotta pay for this. This is great. What happened to all the kids?
yeah, exactly. The new immigrants that come here are given basically 6 months. If in 6 months you can't speak French, tough luck. That's
You get
it.
a
That's
fucking
all.
finger in the blowhole.
No, that's it. If you show up to any government services after your 6 month period as a new immigrant has ended and you speak anything other than French, you won't
Quoi?
be served. It's like, how stupid is that?
Yeah.
So stupid. How do you enforce that?
No,
We
but
don't
how-
have a card for
I
when
don't,
we got here.
I don't know.
You enforce it by telling the employees if someone's been here for more than 6 months, you can be an asshole.
But how do you
You
know how long
don't
they've
need
been
to
here?
accommodate them.
How do you know?
Bitch, if you work in government, you better accommodate every tax-paying citizen, you stupid motherfucker. Because
Agreed.
it's everyone that pays taxes, everyone in the chat, everyone that works that fucking pays your salary. So you better fucking accommodate.
So hold on.
Agreed.
If I go to the sack now.
Yeah.
No,
Exactly.
Let's say
You're
you're a
not
new
a new
immigrant.
arrival.
Let's say you're a new immigrant. You come here.
Hold on. I'm not a new immigrant, right?
Yeah.
No.
But let's say I go to the sack today.
You're people. You're a potential future immigrant to another country. That's what people are hoping.
No other countries, but mostly here, yeah.
And let's say I want to be served in English. Not
Yeah.
possible anymore.
Not possible.
I'm curious how
In a
how this
government,
all
in
plays
a
out.
provincial government, technically the way it's written, no, it's not possible.
So
Which is crazy because a government should try its best, if it's government, because it's for the people, you're paying taxes, try to accommodate you as best possible. If I don't know, if there's a little lady, if I speak Spanish and I could tell she speaks Spanish, she's
Yeah.
trying her best. If I spoke Spanish, I'm going to try my best to be
Of
like,
course.
to try to communicate. I'm not going to be like, Tampi. Like, come on. It's crazy.
I
bro.
feel like I should.
What does that have to do with culture? That's
Guys,
just, now
I feel
all
like
we're
I-
showing people is that our cultures
when
are
I used to
assholes.
work
Yeah.
for the government, I had seen fellow employees literally get upset with a client who was Anglophone for whatever reason, not only because they were, and literally pull a 101, loi 101, I don't have to speak to you. And I was like, what are you doing?
You know
I had
what's-
witnessed it.
It's so frustrating, and especially when it happens to like your parents, right? Because and it's not now. It's been happening for years. You know how many times my mom or my dad doesn't really give a fuck about anybody, but mostly my
They
mom.
live 1,000 years, George.
Yeah.
Yeah, but mostly my mom. You know, she's like, "Oh, you know what happened? I called here and I got told off." And I'm like, "If this fucker was in front of me, man!" Like she called. I think a couple months ago, she called
Like
me.
actually told off?
Yeah, they
Yeah,
do it all
man.
the time.
Wow.
Like my mom, she told me a couple months ago. She called to because she's partly retired now, so she gets part of her pension. And that has affected some sort of her medical insurance from work or whatever. Anyways,
Okay.
and
She called to get details.
yeah, she didn't qualify for some medication that she wanted or whatever. You know, she wanted to know if there was like a what do you call it? Doesn't matter.
Anyways, yeah.
It's some sort of medication.
That's her personal information.
So she's calling to find out if she can get insured on that specific thing. And the guy's giving her such a fucking hard
Does your
time.
mom speak French at
Yeah,
all?
she speaks
Okay.
French, my mom.
So
Yeah,
then what's the
but,
problem?
She has an accent.
Yeah, no, but she speaks, like, she called and she speaks better in English, you know?
Bonjour,
So,
j'appelle pour mon assurance.
Yeah, something like that.
no,
yeah.
but not even, because it's so important. She's like, let me speak English because I'm better at English. I don't want anything to fuck up.
Even I have that instinct
You know what I mean?
sometimes
Yeah.
when I'm on the phone.
And she was telling me that the guy on the phone was yelling at her that after all these years, she didn't learn how to speak French. And
Did you get his name?
I asked her, she goes, no. Anyways, at the end of the day, he hung up on her because like he probably thought that, look, I can't serve you or whatever. And if you don't speak French, well, tough luck. And she called me.
That's crazy, man.
And she was in shock, the lady. And I was like, what the fuck is happening in this fucking province?
Yeah.
My
Honestly.
dad
Idiots
has,
are getting empowered, emboldened because the government is telling them this is the right way. And like I said, a lot of people just listen to the government. A lot of parents in that school shooting sat there and been like, they know best.
Yeah.
Except for that one fucking badass mom.
Yeah.
I have to say, my dad's school of thought is one of my favorites on the dealing with bilingual issues on the phone. He will purposely, I've seen him do this, he'd never admit it though. He will purposely speak worse French than he can. It's a war of attrition. If he knows the other person speaks English, he'll just make it impossible to communicate in French, and they switch, and then I hear him switch to English. He's like, oh, you speak English, that's great. I was practicing my French. So now they like him. It's
so
genius.
funny.
It's fucking genius.
No, anyways, all this to say, it's not helping anyone. This is gonna hurt us.
And just for the Anglophones out there, you know when it says press 9 for English? It takes you to the same place. I just want you all to know.
No, go. Select if you're bilingual, always choose French.
Yeah, if you can, I always do.
Always choose
'Cause
French.
You're not gonna get.
You're not gonna get someone in the Philippines. You're gonna get someone here. A lot of times you get local. You get
Yeah.
lucky.
Yeah.
It helps you out more.
especially telecommunication companies.
And most people, because they're normal human beings and they're not what the government says they are, do speak both languages. So if you get stuck, you
Yeah,
guys
they'll
can,
help,
you
yeah.
guys can back and forth.
Yeah,
it, you
most
know?
people, they try to accommodate. Look, when I see Greece,
Unless they're
it's-
North African, then they just speak that like salesy French.
so here it's
myth,
this is a
ooh.
tourist city. Forget the problem, but the city is a very big tourist city,
Yes,
right?
yeah.
Normally you try to accommodate. So I know Greece, for example. You know how they are. They learn different languages. Some people know Italian.
Yeah.
They all know English,
If
French,
there's a
German.
vagina in that language, they know it.
Yeah, forget that. I'm talking about in general. You could call. Forget restaurants. You could call services, bro. And if they hear an accent and they try, and then you'll hear the Greek right away, like because they're Italian, and the Greek's gonna try. Oh fuck, I speak Italian. They're gonna try.
Me too.
Every other country in Europe, when I see it, I'm like, okay, that makes sense. I come here, someone speaks. There's a tourist from America. Hey, where do I take the metro? No, juste en français. Like the metro guy. Remember a few years ago where he wouldn't let the guy pass in the metro?
yeah.
He's like, bro, he's a fucking tourist. He's not here to take over the province.
So stupid.
He's here to give us his money.
I remember being in
So dumb.
I remember being in Paris and watching.
so dumb.
And
He's here to
watching-
give us his American dollars. Take him.
Take that
You
$100.
buffoon.
No, I remember
Look
being
at the
in,
condition of our roads. Take the money. We need it.
I remember being in Paris and watching Americans order and stuff, and seeing the French. I mean, with their tongues bitten in their mouths. Of course, I can bring you this.
Oh, they'll
speaking
speak-
like annoyed, but they were doing it.
Annoyed? No. That
I mean-
I've never.
They were not annoyed with the British tourists or anyone else. It's just the French don't tend to like
Bro,
Americans.
even the
I think, as
French-
tourists.
No, the
but
only.
they still make an effort. You
Yeah,
can
everybody
tell.
makes an
and I
effort,
can
yeah.
hear them in French talking shit after.
There's no reason not.
But yeah,
But
of
no,
course.
but I've-
But
that
they
I
were
have-
polite
because I worked in
because they all speak fucking English.
it was somewhat like I would get a lot of tourists in the industry I
Are
worked
people
in for
saying
3
goodbye? Are
years.
we done?
But
Yeah.
even the French from France thought this was stupid.
yeah.
They still make
Bro,
fun of
even
the
French
arrête
from
signs.
France, even the French from France, mais c'est quoi ça? Pourquoi?
Yeah.
Stupide, non.
Ils sont des cons.
On sait, mec.
Bouf.
Even they thought it was dumb.
Come on, French from France is more fun.
No,
It's
I
fun
hate
to
it.
imitate.
Buff is a good one. Buff. Oh, buff.
Oh, mais putain.
Mais c'est sympa.
Oh, by
On
the
va
way, I
fumer
just
des
realized
clopes.
something. I was doing couple vert and I was reading a letter. I was doing couple vert and I was reading a letter from Eros. They wrote me a letter. They gave me a sex toy thing.
Eros et compagnie?
Yeah, and I just realized, like now, just in my head, because I kept misreading and
no.
one word, because I was reading fast, I just assumed, and I thought they were making a joke, and I saw Thomas' face, he was confused. I was like, why is he confused?
What'd you mispronounce?
I thought they were calling me Fif in their Eros and Company.
called you
They
a
wrote VIF, VIF.
You thought they called you a fif?
Yeah, I thought they were just making fun. Like they're just like, hey, fag. Like, I thought, but I don't know. And then I realized, like, a VIF is what?
VIF is like your.
It's like an acronym.
Vivid, you're vivid.
You're
yeah.
lively.
Lively.
Yeah.
It's the same root as V, like
Yeah.
vitality and,
Vi-
and alive. And
All right, I
Vigorous.
misunderstood the whole thing. I thought they were just calling me a fag the whole time. and I read it out loud on the podcast.
And you just assume they're like trying to reach
I
the
just
gay
read past,
community.
and I was like fifth, and I was like, that's weird.
weird.
And then I
That's
continued
aggressive.
reading. That's aggressive.
That's so funny. They're like, listen here, fag.
Yeah, that's what I thought because it was in VIF was in capitals. The rest was normal. So I was like, okay, they really want to say. But for some reason, I was reading it. Even though I saw VIF, I was reading fifth because I'm like, what the fuck is VIF? So like, they're trying to say
Why?
fifth.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
We have the same linguistic background, more or less, like our experience with how much French we've had to deal with over the last 20 years on average, right?
Not really, but go on.
Give or take.
I've had a lot less than you, but go on.
You were in French school. I wasn't.
Yeah, but then
when
I wasn't
worked in French
100%
and you
English,
didn't.
yeah.
But then I worked in French.
Yeah,
so
as an
balances
adult,
out.
yeah.
So my question is, how is fifth the first word you go to when you see the letter V?
Because
Like, I forgot
I
that word
saw the
existed.
letter V, but I only saw it like in my mind's eye now. When I was reading the whole time, I just saw the IF and like I was filling in the blank. I was like fifth, like because in my head I was thinking of,
What a random.
Because in his head, all he can think about is gay.
yeah, baby.
That's kind of aggressive, but I guess they're trying to reach the gay
June, I'm
community.
celebrating. So that's what I thought. And then I was like, why are they calling me a fag? I go, but it's okay. Like they're just trying to joke around.
Can I ask you a question
Yeah.
before we end the show? Because I actually don't know. What is Juneteenth?
Juneteenth.
Yeah, what is it exactly?
What's a new thing? It's a fake thing.
Okay.
Uh,
All things are fake things, but go on.
everything's fake thing. I thought Juneteenth, the way I understood it, was celebrating black culture.
I thought it was
in
celebrating-
America.
Okay, because my understanding was it's the end of slavery that we're celebrating. A little late to the party, but okay.
Yeah, it might be.
Okay, so here's my other question.
I will-
When is Juneteenth?
19th of June.
Why wouldn't they just call it the 19th of June?
I gotta simplify things. Poseidon would.
Okay. Known to some as the country's second Independence Day, Juneteenth celebrates the freedom of enslaved people in the United States at the end of the Civil War.
So
For
just
more than
big
150
Abraham Lincoln fans.
years. Yeah. I'm for this.
I'm for this.
Yeah,
I
Celebrate,
like this.
celebrate emancipation.
It's too bad. It's only on paper.
What do you mean?
Do you, well,
Not a
do,
real holiday.
Slavery.
well, yeah, it ended slavery. But do you think no?
Like, it
'cause
didn't
said
just
under
end
civil
slavery.
rights. What did you say? The Civil War or civil rights?
Celebrates the freedom of enslaved people in the United States.
Oh, the
at the end
Civil-
of the
Civil
Civil
War.
War.
Yeah,
Yeah, Civil
so
War.
we're celebrating
Well, because the whole
emancipation-
thing of the Civil War was to liberate the
That was
slaves.
not the
Yeah,
whole thing.
and
That was not the
That
whole
was
thing.
not the whole
That was not the whole thing.
That was
At
one
all.
small
Oh
part
no,
of
it was
At all,
about
at
the
all.
states' rights.
No, bro.
slavery,
Yeah. Don't.
A bunch of white guys didn't go to war with other white guys to make sure the black guys
Yeah,
got freed.
that was
That was a
just
thing that also happened,
Yeah, that
and
was
a
just
good
we
thing.
need to win.
A good thing.
Because they had better generals, the South. So they go, we need to win. How are we gonna do it? If you help
Need
us
more
out,
people. But we have
you're
people.
free. Yeah.
Oh, that's dirty.
It was
It's not
all
dirty.
about taxes.
No, no.
It's,
It was
that's what
all
they
about
always
taxes.
do. They always promise stuff.
All revolutions stem
Yeah.
from overtaxation.
They always promise.
right?
That's what governments always do.
right, that's
Help
true.
us, and we're gonna help you. That's what they
All
always do.
revolutions are
So
born.
don't say, no, I wasn't
of
for that.
overtaxation.
They didn't just wake up one day and say we got it. No.
Think
Okay,
about
okay.
it. Did I just oversimplify a fact of the
I don't
universe?
know. I'm sorry.
Could be
By
an
the way.
independent-
So that's a good, but that's a good thing to celebrate. You're celebrating freedom in a country that's the freedom country. Yeah, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
I'm
it just
for
needs a
this,
better name, but yeah, it makes sense. I'm all for that.
I don't think there's anything wrong with the name. Juneteenth, I like it.
I
It's
just
like saying
didn't
it's
know
not
what
the
it was.
worst.
Was
It's
it
like
June
the-
the
Yeah,
12th?
because the 4th of July is,
the
you know when
14th,
it is. It's the 5th of July.
15th, the 16th, the 17th.
Well,
Too many options.
it's like the word 11. You could say 181. Juneteenth.
Nobody can say 1T1. That's
No,
a
I
meme
say-
that you
I
read.
say 181.
No one says 181.
First time I hear that. Anyway,
Like the French, or is it the
I just-
Belgians that mispronounce?
No,
Oh.
the French, they
60.
don't. No, all of them after. They don't like the way it's said because it's basically us. We go number and 11. You like add it's math in French. Some countries, like I think Belgium might be, that don't do that anymore. So, for example, 71, right?
Yeah.
It's 71,
Et onze, right,
60, 11
Yeah.
to make
Yes.
71.
It's math.
We're doing math.
What do they say?
So I think they
It's,
have a word like
Septembre.
septon, shit like that.
So
yeah.
Fuck that shit.
7 and 1.
But to me, that's more retarded just because I'm not used to it. I'm used to the mathematical way of saying.
But
So
logically,
no,
like,
91.
Weird.
It actually-
Nazi
93.
gold hiding motherfucker.
let me just finish two things I want to squeeze in before we end. Just going into Europe, and it's going to be really brief. One,
be.
Turkey has refused the bid of Norway and Finland to join NATO.
Unless they
well,
said an unless.
I didn't hear the unless. The argument is like it's grounds that feed terrorism and all that bullshit. But what's the unless?
You didn't hear the unless. Turkey's asking. I was reading the Greek City Times. Is the Greek City Times valid? They were talking about how
That's
Turkey.
not bad,
They were talking about how Turkey is saying, okay, if you want to let them in, we have to recognize Northern Cyprus as a part of Turkey.
Go fuck yourself.
Well, there you go.
I didn't read
and,
that.
Yeah, and also that's by the way, please change the password on the door. I'm getting frustrated, Phil. I don't like Turkish nationalist things as the code every time I come in. Your code is all over Turkey right now, and he's celebrating how we're gonna kill
Turkish nationalist code.
we're gonna
I'm
kill the
being
Neo-Byzantines. That's what he called us. We're the Neo-Byzantines now, and all. I'm getting fucking super upset with this cocksucker.
I only put it because it's
And what did they say last week?
solemn. It's a respect.
What Greece should do is demilitarize itself and move its military away from its borders on the islands
Yeah,
so that we could come in and take them.
Yeah.
Like, who the fuck says that to a sovereign nation
the
and we're just
fuck?
supposed to take it?
Yeah, everything is theirs, guys. Everything is theirs. And I don't know what kind of game they're playing. Everything is still in development. I'm looking forward to that. And the other thing is that EU made a decision to ban oil coming in from Russia because that was still on standby.
Yeah.
So 90% of it. So basically, most of it coming in by sea is officially banned.
And the Iranians are starting shit with Greeks again.
And by the end of the year, they're going to ban.
Last time for them.
By the end of the year, they're planning on banning anything coming in via pipeline.
Did you see what happened with Iran and Greece?
With tankers, the
Yeah.
oil tankers. Yeah.
Are we starting this feud again?
I don't know.
Are we going back? Persia, Greece? Are we doing this? Remember how it ended last time? Don't fuck around. Like, are we serious right now?
2,500 years ago.
Are we? I thought we were cool, bro. What's happening with Persia?
Yeah.
When he does this.
Well, what's going on? What do I have to fucking dust off the old body armor? What the fuck's happening, bro? What are you doing? I thought we were.
Whip out the old linothorax.
I thought we were cool. I thought we were cool. What did you see? What happened?
No, I didn't see.
So
Look, Greece seized a boat that was transferring. Here's the
false. The U.S. seized the boat. The U.S. seized the.
It's the Greek authorities under the
US
request
seized-
of the U.S. because initially the boat was going through with a Russian flag, even though it was Iranian, and that's where the whole
Suspicious.
mix-up. Carrying oil. So they seized it, and in response to that, the Iran. Seized, I think, one or two ships. Two ships. And not only that, at gunpoint. So, which is.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It wasn't like official
looked
authorities
up
pull
enough.
over kind of thing. It was like, we're boarding your ship, guns.
Pirate style.
Really?
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, wait till I go back there with a goddamn horse.
That's quite some. Why are you going with horse?
A man and a horse.
Oh, a horse. I thought he was showing up with horse. These are my minions. March on to Persepolis.
Well, actually, whores make great assassins.
Fair point.
Okay.
I think this show has outlived its entertaining
Yeah,
factor.
I got to respond to emails. Everyone's asking for stuff. All right, listen.
Not me.
Patreon.com/Pantelis. Patreon.com/Pantelis. Join the Pantelis Nation. Why?
shit.
There's no way they're going to let us survive on this kind of platform for much longer. The kind of stupid shit we say. Patreon.com/Pantelis. Phil Balbanos in front of me. A man
I am a
of
man.
many words and many films. Phil, professional filmmaker, can make a film and or commercial for you. Do you have a small business? Do you have a large business? Do you have an imaginary business? Well, Phil can make a commercial for you, so you can either sell your product or fake that you're selling a product in order to avoid paying tax to the government. Whatever floats your boat, he will make that commercial for you.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Balabanos.com is the website. Head over there to also catch different videos from Phil. He has his short films on there. He also has his podcast. It's called Fill My Hole. Whose hole is he filling? Probably yours. Fill My Hole. Podcast from Phil Balbanos. Our man bringing us the news all the way from the South Shore, the shore whore himself, is the most famous daddy on the island of Montreal. George Jiggity Jiggity Chandrizos.
Yep.
From Just Us Dads fame. George has 2 hit podcasts, one of them being the Backstage podcast, but the other one, the real hit, Just Us Dads. Every Friday, a new episode drops, and it's a bunch of daddies talking about mommy issues. Daddies, mommies, weight loss, kids, Just Us Dads. Catch it weekly. Links are in the description. Support George Jiggity
Sounds like a
Jiggity
Dateline
Chandrizos. No, it's actually a fun show.
The internet.
They've all been doing their weight loss challenge and they're all losing weight. Good for them. Poseidon,
want a cookie,
the man on the
George?
console. The Poseidon69 on Twitter and on Instagram. You can also catch him on Twitch, twitch.tv/theposeidon69. We've been twitching on my Twitch lately. Pantelis
Yes.
for real. Twitch.tv/Pantelis, 4 as in the number 4, real. Pantelis for real. We've been twitching Elden Ring. We've been killing some monsters.
Yes.
I don't want to brag. Killed a couple bitches yesterday. Well, we also fought a giant bear.
What?
And a tree. We fought a tree.
Yeah, we fought a tree man.
Fought a giant, very difficult this tree, but we fought him and we ended his life. That's what happens when trees stand up to us. Think about that, Persia. Think about that. All right, so thank you guys very much. Patreon.com/Pantelis. New episode 2 Drink Minimum just dropped everywhere. Check it out. We love you. Go fuck yourselves.
I got